Right, we are live. Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome back to the Kiwi Lad channel. We are here for the second semi-final of the Carling Currie Cup. This game is going to be between the Sharks and the Griquas. We did see that the Bulls are advancing to the final. The game is going to be played at Loftus, but this game is now going to be taking place between the Sharks and the Griquas. Like I mentioned, the Griquas, they are the underdogs, but they have been playing very well in their last few games. The Sharks, they lost their last game up against the Western Province, so perhaps this is the perfect time for them to be able to fight back, and they will be able to make their way into the semi-final, or into the final, if they can do so. But I hope you are all doing well, and I hope you are all excited for this match. I am certainly excited for it. I feel like it could be a high-scoring one like we had the other day, the game between the Bulls and also the Western Province. There were 3 tries in the first 10 minutes of that one, so hopefully this one will be no different. We get to see a whole heap of fast-paced, hard-hitting rugby between these two South African sides. But yeah, one side is going to be advancing, and the other side, unfortunately for them, will be missing out. But I hope you are all doing well. We have got Katie Dixon in the chat, has said, hey, howdy, hey Mitch, how you do? I'm excited for this game, and not just this game. There is going to be a game taking place a little bit later on for the top 14 with Stade Francais and also Racing 92. So it's going to be a couple teams with a few players that we may know of, the likes of Nani Laumape, Kurtley Beale in there as well, and Nyatha Levu. Another player to look out for there. Griquas in the chat from BK Sport, and I'm only doing well if the Titans and Wallabies win tomorrow as well, says BK Sport. Of course, he's hoping for the doubleheader, but will it happen? We will have to wait and see. 36 for the Sharks and 45 for the Griquas as well, says Esther for the prediction. And also Vuta said, how's it? Welcome in to the live stream, mate. We are going to be showing the starting lineups and reserves for these two sides right now. So looking at the Sharks, first of all, they are the home side. Machunu and Machunu making up the 2 props in the front row. Kieran van Feren, who loves to score tries, he is going to be in that number 2 jersey. Then in the next 2 positions, Leon, it is Roots, I believe is the pronunciation there for LaRue Roots. Hopefully I've said that correctly. And also it is going to be Grobler in the number 5 jersey. Then you've got Dylan Richardson. Also Hunko Fenta is going to be at number 7. And then Pepsi Buthelezi, very dangerous player, in that number 8 jersey. He was actually one of the players that I gave my team, or the player of the week to, last week with how well he was playing, and he was linking up very well with Nohaba in the number 9 jersey as well. Then you've got Kronya, very experienced head, at number 10, Marius Sloan Vernecock making up the midfield. Then Thika Abrahams, Yapinke out on either wing, and then Kerwin Bosch going to close out the starting lineup for the Sharks. I'm excited to see what they can do. Wallabies win easy, just worried about the Titans, but you know this is us, Big House Sport. I do indeed. I was hearing about it a little bit earlier on. It's interesting that you say that the Wallabies will win easy rather than the Titans winning easy. So perhaps you did say that the Warriors were their bogey team. Who knows how it happens, but I am expecting a headbutt from yourself if it does go wrong. That is for sure, because of course that was going to be on the cards by the sounds of it. But at this stage now, we will look at the other side, the Griquas, the underdogs in this matchup. They have been playing very well recently, and because of it, they've earned themselves a spot in the final. They finished 3rd overall, just a little bit behind the Sharks. So it could be very interesting indeed. Looking through some of these names, I'm not as good with these names as the Sharks, I will be honest. It is Molly in the front row. I feel like I've pronounced that wrong. Then also it is Yays and also Diaga who will be closing out the front row for the Griquas. Then it is Smith and Valimza making up the 2 locks for them. Gideon Fundamover playing very well recently. And then Sergio and Steenkamp, very talented player in that number 8 jersey. Steenkamp, and he will be dangerous anytime he's got the ball in hand. Then it is Nkura at the number 9, Whitehead at 10. George Whitehead's been playing very well over the past couple weeks as well, I should say. Then also Frankie and Hollis making up the midfield. Then out on the wing, it is going to once again be Keita, and then Kasende going to be out on the other side, and then Ashton Davids to close out the starting lineup for the Griquas as well. So 2 strong sides, and 2 sides that can play some very good, hard-hitting, fast-paced rugby, like I mentioned. And it should be a very exciting matchup that is going to be taking place in only 25 minutes' time. I started a little bit early for this one, but I've got plenty of stats and everything that I am going to be having pop up on the field, or pop up on the screen, I should say, for you guys. I am just going to make it so that I am going a little bit over to the side, perhaps, so that I'm not sitting right behind where these ones are going to be popping up. But we will start with the Sharks fixtures throughout this whole Currie Cup. They have been one of those sides that have probably been the most unlucky when it comes to the amount of games that they've had cancelled. They had quite a few in a row for the Sharks, that is for sure. But the first game, they won up against the Griquas. We are going to be taking special note of that game, 30 points to 16. Close game with the Western Province in that next one, where the Western Province were able to just sneak that win, and they were almost able to find a way into the final, the Western Province. That would have been an interesting one as well, if that was the case. Then looking through few more of their fixtures. The game against the Pumas was cancelled. Looking at the game between the Sharks and the Griquas, though, both of these teams in the semi-finals for both games have had 1-1 in terms of the win-to-loss ratio. So the Griquas winning that one 37 points to the 27 of the Sharks. And the Sharks were at home for that game as well. So that makes it just that little bit more intriguing with the fact that we know that the Griquas can beat the Sharks at home, but will they be able to do it in such an important game of the semi-final of the Carling Currie Cup? Someone mentioned if the Griquas get through to the final, it is the first time that they are playing the Bulls in a Currie Cup final since 1970, which is a long time before I was born, more than double the years ago than the age I am, is what I was trying to say there. And then looking through some of the more recent fixtures, the last game, like I mentioned, they had not the best game up against the Western Province. That was the game that the Western Province, they needed a bonus point to be able to propel themselves into the final, and that is exactly what they did. But the game before that, 56 points for the Sharks, very solid there. And it's going to be interesting to see what Sharks team we get to see in terms of whether they're going to be that all-out attack, just aggression, or if we're going to get to see kind of more precise, a little bit more finals rugby kind of style from the men who are wearing the black for this one. Yeah, I've got big love, everyone. Hope you're hyped for the second semi-final, or cheer for the Griquas, because many fans have confidence in them as well. That is the thing. They have been picking up a lot of support recently, the Griquas. So hopefully we do get to see a very good performance from them there. And we have got, so basically the Sharks score at least 30. It's no matter what as well, says Katie Dixon. It's a good point. They do score a lot of points. 1970 Bulls versus Griquas, says Gabrielle Smith as well. And we have got the emojis in the chat from Katie Dixon. And hello, my vampire brother, says Katie to Sebastian as well in the chat. But I am hyped up for this match. I always say it many times over. As you can see, this game was kicking off at 3 a.m. New Zealand time. So it's a late night, but 100% worth it. Haven't slept yet. We're going to be getting up for the All Blacks versus Wallabies game tomorrow as well. And there's another game that's happening. Like I mentioned, the top 14 has kicked off, and Bordeaux lost their first game, which was probably the biggest upset so far of the round, but that is because it was the first game. But looking through the Griquas, I almost got a South African accent going through that. They've actually had a lot of close games. Other than those first couple, you see this one up against the Pumas here, 26-22. Then you've got the game that they just snuck up against the Western Province. I remember watching that game on the 8th of July, being on the edge of my seat, because that is something that this Griquas side can do. They have got just this unique style of play that is working for them. Whitehead at number 10 recently has really been finding his feet, and it could be what helps lead them to possibly a Currie Cup final position, but we will have to wait and see. We can't count out the Sharks at all, because they were the team that finished second in the competition. Then looking through a couple more fixtures, the Griquas 41 points to the 31, 37 points over the Sharks, like we mentioned. That game up against the Golden Lions, 45 points to 42. Very close one, but in the end, the Golden Lions able to get that win. Close game with the Cheetahs, were able to beat them 33 points to 32, I should say. And then also more recently, the game that really got them into that final is 13-13, because of the fact that it not just boosted them up into third place, but also took the Pumas with them for a little bit up until the Western Province were able to get that win that then shut that down. And that is why they were playing the Bulls in the last match. Looking at the table, got plenty of pop-ups today. I did mention that I have got a lot of them here, and that is exactly what I have got. We have got the Blue Bulls sitting there on 49 points at the end of the game, so they are going to have the home final. It is going to be at Loftus for the next match. I was going to move myself over a little bit with the technical side. I'm just going to take a shuffle over on the chair. Is a little bit of an easier way of doing it. Then you see the Sharks in second, so that means that if the Sharks make it through this final, they will be playing at Loftus, and also the Griquas finishing in third on 35 points, tying with the Western Province. They had that better points differential because of a couple of those close games, really cut down the points difference compared to someone like a Western Province who have had a couple of those more runaway losses against them. Then you look at the Pumas sitting on 34, the Free State Cheetahs sitting on 28, and then the Golden Lions sitting on 24. So this competition, everyone was having a few wins. The Golden Lions had 2, which probably wasn't too bad in the end. They had a lot of close games, though, where they just missed out. But then that big win over the Cheetahs, over the Griquas. Oh, I've gone very blurry. Can we get back? Yes, we have. Just everyone putting their hands in the air and waving them like we just don't care. But we have got their hello from Sebastian. And also, Gabriel Smith is right. The 1970 Griquas were absolute beasts. 4 lads from that squad with Springboks, and also have to support the underdogs. Go Kawasi as well, says Peart. So everyone at this stage seems like they are going for the Griquas in this matchup, which is very exciting to see that we've got so many people going for them. in this one. Greetings from Malaysia. It is 10:40 p.m., 28 degrees Celsius, hot, humid, feels like 31. We are sitting, surely not, we are sitting at 14 degrees, and it is 2:40. I feel like that is not the case, though, here in New Zealand. It's a little bit chillier than that, I'll be honest, but we still are going to have some very good rugby on the horizon, that is for sure. I'm excited, and I hope you guys are as well, because we are only sitting around 20 minutes, actually less than 20 minutes away from the kickoff of this match, just making sure we're all running smoothly, which indeed we are. Going to be quickly opening up the flash score. We're gonna trust them again with the flash score one more time. We are giving them the chance. We're going to be hoping for the best. And if it does work out for us, it would be very good news indeed, because we have seen in the past that it's been a little bit 50-50 with whether or not they are going to be putting up the score the way that we need them to, because they like to just make up a few of the other numbers when they haven't quite got the right ones. So yeah, hopefully it does all run smoothly, but we will quickly go like this, go like this, go like this, and then we are going to quickly put that in full screen. But do let me know your score predictions in the chat as well, everyone who is tuning in. And like I mentioned, I do appreciate every single one of you for being here for this game. If you are new to the channel, be sure to hit that subscribe button, because we are going to be back for the live final that is taking place next week. I'm not sure what time in the morning it is going to be taking place, but hopefully it isn't going to be one in the middle of the night, because we are relatively used to those here in New Zealand at the moment. And to be fair, I do love a good final that is taking place when it is night time, that is for sure. Go Sharks. The Cup is waiting at Loftus next week to go to Durban as well, says Christian. And also we have got there Hamish, you legend, as well, says Achilles. Welcome back, mate. We are back here in the morning in New Zealand. 2:42 a.m. Wasn't going to be missing this game for the world, that is for sure. And hopefully it is going to be a very good one. Hi, Katie, as well, from Jan Fenter. Also, we have got there, I have Guru's stream up. I'm a babysit him this time as well, says Katie Dixon. And also we have got there Hamish. I must never say I watch overseas commentator, sorry, but obviously Guru, my main man, but because you are my second favorite, very close to Guru, you become so fun to listen and talk to as well, says Achilles. And that is the kind of environment that we are trying to build on this channel. We just want to have fun while watching the games, also just having a chat at the same time. It's pretty informal, but also you guys know your stats, and that is why I absolutely love it. An exciting semi ahead. Sharks look like having a slight advantage as well, says MH Troy. I believe in terms of the odds, they are just a little bit in the favourite column, but the Griquas, they are a hard side to count out. The way that they've been playing recently, it certainly makes it look like they could be one to cause an upset. You know, the Sharks, they had their last game, unfortunately was a loss for them. Hello from Cape Town as well, says Jacqueline. Welcome in. And also we have got there, hey Hamish, how's things been this weekend as well? They've been pretty fun so far. We've had a couple of good games of rugby, and we're going to get another one tomorrow when it is the Wallabies taking on the All Blacks, and then also the top 14 has started. So of course, no complaints at all there from myself, because we have got so much rugby that is taking place, and it's very hard to count all the games that are going on at the moment as well. Guru and Kiwi the Best, who agrees they should really make videos together as well, says Achilles. We have done a couple in the past, but so far we haven't really done too many of recent times, so hopefully we will be able to crank a few more up in the next few weeks as well. Definitely heading into those games between the All Blacks and the Springboks. We have got hello from Thailand as well, says Des. Right, I always forget time zones. What time is it in Thailand at the moment, Des? Do let me know. I think it must be evening. Maybe. It might be evening there, but do let me know. How are you, Katie, as well, says Young Fender. Also, we have got hello all from KZN. Best of luck to both teams. Sharks for the win as well, says Danielle. What is your score prediction? Do let me know in this matchup. I'm excited. I feel like you guys can tell at the moment I am talking at 1,000 miles an hour because of all of the stuff that I want to talk about before this game kicks off. When's kickoff, by the way? It is going to be kicking off in 15 minutes time. It is going to be 5 p.m. South African time that this game is going to be getting underway, and I am quickly going to get it on my screen so that I know exactly when this game is going to be taking place. We're going to turn it down a little bit. It is Bryn Hall talking to me at the moment on the screen as well, and we have got Bring On tomorrow. It will be a great Father's Day at the game as well, says Chris Sarah. Of course, you had your tickets, so it is great news that you are going to get to go to that game. And I actually have a little bit of a special thing planned for Father's Day tomorrow. It isn't going to be my dad on the live stream, unfortunately, not quite, but I have got a little bit of a nice surprise there. 10 p.m. says Des. I wasn't miles off. I'm getting closer with all my time zones as well. Griquas to cause an upset win by 5 points as well, says Achilles. And everyone get your drinks. Everyone get your snacks as well, says Katie Dixon. And also Sharks versus Bulls in the final, says Aidan. We have seen it quite a few times so far, but every time that match happens, it always is a good one. You know, these two sides, they just play off extremely well. And it is awesome when we get to see it take place. 30 to 27 for the Sharks as well. We have got there And we have got also Bulls versus Griquas in the final, and it is currently 4:50 at the moment for Gabriel Smith, or it must be kickoff maybe at 4:50. So I might be about 10 minutes behind in regards of what time I thought that it was originally, but I thought it was 5 p.m., but I could be wrong in that regard. We have got I'm a Firecracker, and it's the 4th of July, baby, yeet, as well, says Katie Dixon, and how's it, Hamish, and everyone, as well from George. Welcome into the live stream, mate. It is very good to see you once again. Do let me know your score prediction in the chat for this matchup. It's going to be a good one, and I am extremely excited for it. Sharks versus Griquas. We're going to be trying out Flash Score once again. We give them many chances on this channel to try and make sure that we can get the perfect scoreboard up. It's always a little bit early. The Kiwi lads and Guru are the best indeed. The chats are in a bit of a oh, that's a big one. In a bit of a contradiction, though. A lot of people here support the Griquas, and the Guru is a Sharks all the way as well. That is a good point. And anytime, this is a little fun fact, or I guess it's not really fun for the Rugby Guru in that regard. Anytime we organise to do a post-match interview or like a post-match review of a game, the Sharks or South Africa lose. So we haven't actually scheduled to do one for this match. So perhaps it will mean that the Sharks will be able to get the win in that regard. 1970 repeat as well, says Gabriel Smith. And also we have got I am October 20 as well, says Jan Fenta. And also we have got the Guru on his toes for this match. Going to tell him he's going to lose as well, says Achilles. I'm sure he won't appreciate that. He will be hoping, definitely after last week, that they will be able to find their way over the try line quite a few times in this game, the Sharks. They didn't quite get a bonus point last week, but this week they will want to score tries just like the Bulls were, because the Bulls were on fire in that game up against the Western Province just before. And we have got their Sharks going to lead at halftime, but Griquas will win by 1 converted try. That's what my horoscope said the morning as well, or this morning, says Katie Dixon. It's going to be interesting, isn't it? And we have got the Gabriel Smith has said 1970 repeat. And of course, I did mention it just a little bit earlier on, the last time that these two sides played off in the final, the Griquas and the Bulls, that is 1970, long time ago. We're talking before the 2000. We're talking before a lot of people were born, probably in this chat, if I'm not wrong. That's a long time. How many years is that? I'm trying to do the maths in my head. We're sitting at about 39 years ago was the last time. Even more than that, actually. It's actually 40, 41, 42, somewhere around there. That's a long time. That's double my age, which I guess now you guys know exactly how old I am in that regard. But I am going to quickly put up the banners once again to show you guys the starting lineups and reserves for these sides. I'm going to do what I did. Actually, I don't have to shuffle. Watch this. Magically, boom. Oh, no, I did the wrong one, so now I'm tiny. There we go. Well, we've shuffled over, looking through the starting lineup of the Sharks. Once again, you've got the Machunu brothers. Are they brothers? I'm not too sure, but they both have the last name Machunu, and they are in the front row. Then Kieran van Vieren going to be in the middle of them for the scrums and also for that rolling maul. That is very dangerous. Then you've got Roots and also Grobler going to be the locks for this one. Dylan Richardson, very dangerous ball runner, very strong as well. Henkov Fenta and Pepsi Buthelezi, a loose forward trio that I am extremely excited to see. Nohaba had a very good game in the first half of the last match that they played. Unfortunately, the Western Province ran away with it in the second, but still a very talented player. Then you've got Cronje, the experience of that man, the kicking game as well, very strong. Marius Lowe, Werner Koch in the midfield, Thacker Abrahams, Yapinka, and also Kerwin Bosch at the back. I am excited for this match, everyone, and I hope you guys are as well. Looking through the Griquas now, I'll be honest, this is a side that I haven't learned as well as I possibly should have. I don't think many people expected them to get as far as they have at this stage. And at this stage, we have also got there. Wouldn't it be awesome if I was right as well, says Katie Dixon, and Katie just might be right as well. And 52, says Des Organ, 52 years ago. Geez, my maths was a mile off, wasn't it? I was about 10 years off. But I guess that is because of the fact that it's currently 2:50 a.m. here in New Zealand. But 51 or 52 years ago, massive time frame since the last time we saw the Griquas in a final up against the Bulls. Imagine Griquas doing the Sharks' first 20 minutes, what Bulls did to the Western Province. That would be a very awesome sight if you are a supporter of the Griquas, but they need to make sure that once they have got that little bit of acceleration, little bit of momentum building, they can't let their foot off the gas. They've got to keep on going. They've got to pretty much run themselves ragged, those guys who are starting the match, because or else you let the Sharks get back into a match. We mentioned it for the Bulls. They are very good at closing a game. The Sharks are the same, and they need to make sure that they manage the situation well and can kind of keep themselves going throughout the full 80 minutes, whether that is with the subs making their way out onto the field as well. They're just going to have to be careful not to get too excited, get too caught up in the moment, and end up just gassing themselves out, because if that was the case, that's not what you want. That's not what you will want at all if you are going for the mighty Griquas. Looking at the benches for this match as well, while we are at it, they have got some fun names to say. I believe it was Joste was it Yoste? I can't remember the pronunciation, but I think we were working on it last week. Quincy Mona as well. In the number 17 jersey, you've got Hugo. In the number 19 jersey, Thimbalani Boli, Cameron Wright, also Jeremy Ward, and Anthony Volmink is going to be closing out the Sharks bench. Overall, though, very strong one for the Griquas as well. They've got the likes of Van Rooyen, also Beerwinkle Bota, going to be in the front row. Lindsay, Mumsen, also Orangi, De Beer, and also Arenza. Hopefully I pronounced those all not too bad, but those are all of the reserves that both of these sides are going to be putting out onto the field at random times, perhaps, throughout this match. It depends on the fatigue factor as well. We have got there, yes, 51 as well, and Peter looks that way as well, says Achilles. And hi, guys. Achilles, it seems that we agree now on the outcome of this game as well. You guys were on the opposite sides of the fence for the last one, of course, but now you're both in agreement that you want to see possibly the Griquas making it through to the final. We have got, I'm one of those people who always expect Griquas or Pumas at least make semi-finals. If they make the finals, doesn't surprise me. They are always tough to beat. And yeah, they have just been able to bring themselves up to the level of the likes of the Sharks and also the Bulls. Looking at the overall table, where it finished, the Griquas sitting on 35 points now. Of course, the Sharks and also the Bulls had a couple cancelled games. Definitely the Sharks, I believe they have 4 cancelled games in the end, if I'm not wrong, or somewhere around there, which would have been very rough on them in terms of trying to find that momentum. But the Griquas sitting on 35, they fought hard. They got a draw up against the Pumas in the final round of the Currie Cup, which then boosted them 2 extra points, was crucial for them to be able to get into the point that they were. And then the Western Province just able to edge their way ahead of the other side, which was the Pumas, who were sitting there nicely. They thought they were going to be through to that final, but unfortunately just ended up missing out. But anyone who is tuning in now, if you are new to the channel, be sure to hit that subscribe button. We are only around 8 minutes away from this Currie Cup semi-final getting underway, and we are going to be covering the final next week, and also a little bit of the top 14 Gallagher Premiership, United Rugby Championship, following the Springboks right through all of the competition, and also the Bunnings NPC is going to be another one we're going to be covering as well. So there is plenty of rugby action coming on the channel. So if you are new, be sure to hit that subscribe button. Looking at the fixtures that did take place last week, like I mentioned, the Griquas and the Pumas both receiving the 2 points. And for a minute, it looked like it was going to be the case of both sides making it through to the semi-finals, but then a close game between the Bulls and the Cheetahs. But then the Bulls able to get a good win over the Western Province. But in the end, the Western Province, they fought back well in that game as well. In the game yesterday, it was taking place at about 5 a.m. New Zealand time kickoff. I stayed up for it, and I well and truly was entertained throughout. And then also the Western Province able to get that bonus point that I mentioned, got them through to the top 4, which then allowed them to play the Bulls in the last match. But then, of course, the Bulls able to get that win. So the Sharks coming off a loss, they will be wanting to change that. Also looking at their game before that, they had a massive win over the Lions, 56 points. And I believe that is the tied most points throughout the competition for one side to score. And then now the semi-final, this is the one that matters. If they get 56 points in this one, they will be over the moon, I would think, because of the fact that will well and truly secure them a spot at Loftus to take on. It's going to be a good one. Going to be taking on the Bulls. Where we have got there the fact that a New Zealander does South African games. This makes me respect Hamish so much as well, says Achilles. I just love watching the rugby that comes out of South Africa, like the Springboks are a very good side to watch. And also, now we have got the Currie Cup. I followed the Rainbow Cup South Africa as well. I absolutely love learning about all of these different countries, definitely at provincial level, which is where it all starts. I mean, we're seeing the likes for me. Pepsi Buthelezi is a good player to look at. Also, a couple of guys from that game yesterday for the Western Province and the Bulls. Like, they're going to be future Springboks, future international players, maybe even future World Cup winners. So I want to watch them from the very start. We have got there. Steve Smith has said, bring on the suit and tie, maybe add a bowler hat too. That's a go as well, says Steve Smith. I think the Currie Cup final, I think it will have to be suit and tie weather for that one. And also, we're going to be bringing out the suit and tie tomorrow, but a little special touch for one of the pieces of clothing as well that we are going to be doing. A little bit of a tribute for Father's Day, I guess you could say. But yeah, I am very excited. And the suit is definitely going to have to come out for some of these matches that are coming up, because they have got big match feels. And that is exactly what this one has got as well. Come on, Griquas. Let an underdog do it again. Been 50 years, says Life Starts here, 1970, the last time. So it has certainly been a while for them. But if there is a time to do it, it is right now. It's a perfect moment to get yourself into that final to face the Bulls. But the Sharks, they are a very hard team to beat, definitely at home. Although we did see the Griquas do it in about round 6 of the competition. They were able to get the win by 10 points. So perhaps, who knows? Could be anything happening in this one. So exciting to follow the Bulls versus Griquas as well, says MH Ryan. Griquas 42 and 35 for the Sharks from George. for his prediction as well. And I believe we are getting very close to kickoff, which I am extremely excited about. Also, United Rugby Championship, Gallagher Premiership, and the French Top 14 soon. Yep, they're all starting up, including French Top 14 has actually started at this stage. I did see Bordeaux lost their first game, which was a huge upset at the time because of the fact that, unfortunately, it did end up with them. Tell you what, that's a bit interesting. They're just actually swinging people from the roof of the stadium. I didn't know that they could do that, but that looked quite fun for them. That threw me off completely. I don't even remember what I was saying there. I hope Guru just lost power at his house or something and doesn't have alcohol poisoning. Someone get him on the phone and make sure he's okay as well with the George emoji. Says, Katie, is he not doing this game either? He did the game, or he didn't do the game yesterday, and he hasn't done this game, which is weird because of the fact that they are semi-final games like this one between the South Sea Sharks and also the Griquas that we have got there. Join me too as well, says Achilles, and also Sebastian in the chat. We did have a little bit earlier on. Tell you what, the chat is going quick at the moment. Rugby Down Under as well as said, what a man. And anyone who does want to follow a rugby podcast from the Southern Hemisphere where we talk about international rugby, it is the pinned comment. The link there will take you straight to the Spotify if you do want to do so. We have got Hi Hamish from Scott Jones. Welcome in to the live stream, mate. It is great to see you. And hopefully you are excited for this game as well. We have got Robbie in the chat as well. Hey, brother Hamish, how are you? How are we, family? Got you on lock here in Perth, but Robbie the Murray, hit the like button. People, let's go Currie Cup up and with the Kieran emojis. Hope you are well, Robbie, and hopefully this is going to be a high-scoring game like the one we got to see yesterday, as well as it was a very nice one indeed. We have what's got there in the chat. Pro 14 going to be epic to see the Bulls, Lions, Stormers, and Sharks play there. Hamish, you will enjoy it. I will indeed, and I am going to be covering those games on the channel as well. So it's going to be absolutely awesome. We do see the last game that the Griquas played. It was a draw, 13-all the win. Before that, up against the Western Province, 46 points to 25. Very impressive from them there. I actually have those stats I can show you guys on the screen. There it is. They were the fixtures that they did play, and we are just waiting for the kickoff to get underway. Looking at the Sharks' last couple games, not the way that they would have been wanting it to go. They did have a very good game up against the Golden Lions, though, able to win that one by a record margin almost in terms of this year's Currie Cup. 56 points is huge in this competition. It is tied for the most points scored by one team in this competition this year. And then also the Western Province able to get that bonus point win over the Sharks, which is one thing they can't afford to let happen up against this Griquas side. They can't afford to lack in that defensive line, because if the Griquas pierce their way through, you're in trouble, because this side's got heart. They almost remind me a little bit of the Western Force in Super Rugby. They just keep on fighting and keep on going as long as they can. G'day, Kiwi. Put another fruit onto Barbie as well. Says live starts. Welcome into the live stream, mate. And we always got there into the chat who you got winning the Sharks. So the Griquas, Hamish. By the sounds of it, the Sharks don't have too many supporters in the chat. It seems like everyone is going for the Griquas in this one. I'm going to say it's going to be a close game, because it always seems to be in the Currie Cup. But I'm going to say this isn't going to be a popular one. I feel like the Sharks are going to start this match extremely well. And it's going to be that middle stage for the Griquas that they need to make sure they score as many points as possible, because of the fact if they do not score a lot of points there, the Sharks are going to close out this game, because they've got a very strong bench. The likes of Cameron Wright, Thimbalani Boli, Reniel Hehu, Quincy Mona, Jeremy Ward, Anthony Volmeek. Those guys know how to finish a game, and that is why they've got to be extremely careful not to end up in that awkward situation of kind of getting trapped in the situation of just giving away points late in the game as well. We have got Steve Smith has said, I'll go for whoever the underdog is. So the underdog in this game is definitely the Griquas, but they are running their way out onto the field. They are Sean Stenkamp leading his troops out onto the field. I'm excited for this one. As you guys can tell, I'm talking at about 1,000 words a minute at the moment. And hello there as well, says Jacqueline. Welcome in. I do appreciate every single one of you for being here. If you are new, be sure to leave a like and subscribe. Sorry, I know Aussies earn the shrimp and prawn barbie. So we may ask you, what do you put on the barbie? Ever had a real South African braai in New Zealand? I have not. But normally, I guess in New Zealand, what do we put on the barbie? We probably just put a steak on the barbie, I guess you could say. We don't really have shrimp too much that I know of. A meat patty on the barbie might be a decent shout. If you are here in New Zealand for a barbecue, I'll go for whoever the underdog is from Steve Smith. And also we have got there, we will Michael Hooper come on in this game. He won't be on in this game, but tomorrow he will be here for this game. And hopefully you guys will too. 6 p.m. New Zealand time, and it will be 8 a.m. South African time that the game is going to be kicking off between the Wallabies, and also it will be the All Blacks. I'm just looking at Pepsi Buthelezi. He is a very talented player in the number 8 jersey, just a referee running out onto the field. Now we are getting ready, ladies and gentlemen, for another game of the Currie Cup. It is the semi-final between the Sharks and the Griquas. Hopefully it is a good match. It is going to be Marius van der Vesthuizen who will be in charge of this one. What time does the match start? It is starting in about 30 seconds time, and we are almost underway. And come on, the Griquas from Steve Smith. And also we have got, yes, what's going on, people? Stickboy reporting for duty as well. Says Stickboy, welcome in. It is good to see you, mate. And hopefully it is going to be a good game here. Hamish, you need Jimmy sauce or steakhouse sauce of Freddy as well, says Achilles. And also we have got in there, in the chat, I think luring the Sharks into giving away some penalties and kicking them would be a good strategy for the Griquas. Just get the points on the board. That is the thing. George Whitehead, very good kicker for the Griquas. It's going to be kicked off, though, by the Sharks. This match is underway. Going from left to right. Going to be claimed nicely by Stenkamp. A big contact on him straight away by the Sharks. The player trying to get out of there, and he has been able to do so on Currie now. Going to be passing it back more than likely to Whitehead. No, just going to be creating a bit more of an angle here for them to be able to get a better kick away on Currie. He is going to kick it himself here, kicking it downfield. Big boot from the number 9 there. Going close to the touchline now. It's going to be photographs from Kronya. Gives it to Kerwin Bosch. Put in the kick eye. It's going to go just a little bit too far into the 22. It's been dropped, though, so it can't be marked by Whitehead. But instead now he has kicked it downfield, looking for the touchline. And he has been able to do so. Kronya on the halfway line thinks about taking it quickly, decides against it in the end. And it does mean now that it will be a line out for the Sharks. We have also got there, hi Hamish, go Griquas as well, says Brian. And also we have got there, be right back, need a cuppa from Katie Dixon. And also we have got there a quick score lead will fuel Griquas momentum. Sorry, I struggled to read that one for some reason, but Whitehead, they are shown, has got the most points in this competition with 151 behind him. Man on 150, so he's only just clear. That one is not that straight, but it is going to be allowed now. It's going to be Nohaba. Goes it back across now. Going to be a good backline movement. Werner Koch on the outside. Taka Abrahams. Give it to young Pinke now, who is trying to drive forward. Good tackle on him. And the ball is still available for the Sharks. About 30 out from the opposition line. This big Dylan Richardson now just driving forward. It's a very dangerous player indeed. Once again, Nohamba passing it back now. Gives it to Kerwin Bosch. Wide ball opening up here. Dylan Richardson now on the outside. Gives it now to Van Veeren close to the touchline. And it is going to be Krobler. It's been pushed back across field now, and they are just trying to drive forward here. The Sharks putting phases together early on in the game is a good way of building up a bit of momentum. Kerwin Bosch, little offload to Koch now. Gives it to Butterlazy. Got your Pinker on the outside. Decides not to use him, and instead takes the contact. 25 out. They're still putting the phases together. They've got the advantage as well now. Richardson goes back to Nohamba. It's playing scrum half or Pepsi. Butterlazy. No, it was going to be. Or tell you what, Machunu was going through that gap there if he got the opportunity. We have got there, hi Hamish, long day doing what you enjoy as well, says Russell Dold. Indeed, it is, ladies and gentlemen. We have got plenty of games on this weekend. It is first of all going to be this game. And then we've also got the top 14 that are starting up, which is going to be pretty awesome to see that game taking place between Racing 92 and also it will be Stade de Francais because of the fact that both of these teams have Kiwis and Aussies in them as well, and also a few South Africans scattered in there as well. We have got chat. Let us know which player you would like the Kiwi lads and BK Sport to interview on the podcast as well from the Rugby Down Under podcast. And also we have got there as well, hey family, another game in paradise, hanging with Hamish, the voice of rugby as well, says Robbie Bartlett. Thank you very much, mate. Hugely appreciated. And now Kerwin Bosch going to be taking on the 3 points. Now we said that the Griquas were going to need to try and create the opportunity, giving away the early penalty or having the early penalty given away by the Sharks, but instead it is going to be reversed. And now it is going to be in the situation of Kerwin Bosch lining up this kick. He's got it straight down the middle, and now the lead is going to be going the way of the Sharks. Now it's a very similar format to what happened in the game yesterday for the semi-final between the Bulls and also the Western Province, because it was the Bulls who were able to get the very early penalty over, which then led them to the opportunity of it being able to then from there work their way towards getting a try, and only in the next couple of minutes. So perhaps it's going to be coming very soon. The Sharks, a rich British Indian colony, riding on the back of other Poro unions as well, says the live starts. And also we have got there in the chat Griquas from KT Dixon and the voice of rugby. That's not that's too good not to be acknowledged as well, says Sebastian. And at this stage now it's going to be kicked very far downfield from the kickoff, and Pepsi Butterlazy taking it, just driving forward here, making a few extra meters for the Sharks, getting them towards that 22. That creates a very good opportunity for a kick from either Nohamba or he does take it on himself, kicking for the touchline. Not too many meters on it though, just outside of the 22, 25 out. It will be the line out throw for, in the end, it's going to be Uncle Yays, I believe is the pronunciation, but it could be wrong there. Hamish, the voice of rugby booth, he's already famous famous, sorry. He's just waiting for his Sky Sports contract to arrive in the mail so he can sign it as well, says Katie Dixon. I don't know whether or not they will be firing me a contract within the next little while. Normally, if you are on Sky, you have had quite a few games of rugby playing internationally, but perhaps we work our way up. I mean, at this stage, I just absolutely love the YouTube side of it, getting in front of Mover, just getting a hand to it. It's going to be a bit loose here for Ankura. Going back, and there's a lot of pressure on Franke, breaking the tackle of Cronje. But in the end, Funfera able to drag him down, going short side now. It's going to be a big carry there in the end from Sergio, getting driven backwards. A lot of physicality from the Sharks early on in this match, and he's going around the side now, the number 4. Just trying to create the opportunity now for possibly a bit of a set play in the back line. No, instead they are just going to be taking the contact once again, the big forwards of the Griquas, and that is something they have done very well in the last couple of games. They have just been building their way up. Whitehead there fires it high into the sky. Kerwin Bosch running far forward. He didn't get to it though, letting it bounce, and that is danger. But it's going to be taken nicely by Cronje, and it's going back for a penalty here to the Sharks. I believe it was for the players of the Griquas being just that little bit offside when they were chasing that ball. We have also got there our live starts because Hamish from overseas. Not all other South African know of him. Soon they will as well, says Achilles. And also we have got there in the chat, hello Kiwi Layers from Vietnam. Sharks win by 12 points as well for Gert for his prediction. And talking of Wales, we got Cardiff versus Harlequins on right now. Cardiff leading 26-14 against the English champions. So they are playing well then. I saw earlier on in the match that I believe they have got quite a few preseasons going on at the moment. Saracens were able to get the win over Ulster, was another one that I got to see a little bit of. I'm excited for when the Rugby United Rugby Championship, I should say, starts up, and also the Gallagher Premiership. We're going to be covering most of those games on the channel. So if you are new, be sure to hit that subscribe button, go into the front there. Funferen gives it now into the hands of Krobala. Pinke is stepping through. Almost got the name out there. Nohamba passes it back. Loose ball. Going to be, it's a big knee to the head almost to Dylan Richardson. And it's very lucky because I believe it struck him on the chest rather than the head. Whitehead now, they've got the advantage for the knock-on though. Now it's going to be Keita. Beautiful ball on the outside, driving close to the touchline here. The ball's gone out. And they did have the advantage, but it is over now. And Nohamba thinking about taking it quickly for the Sharks. He does take it, but instead not quite on the mark, unfortunately. Touched the other team as well. So now it is going to be the Sharks who have got the line out. Hamish channel are going to explode with South Africans soon. He's soon going to have more South Africans here than New Zealanders. As well, says Achilles. Tell you what, if we had somehow, like at the moment, I think we've got quite a nice dynamic of the fact that some of you guys watch the Currie Cup and some of you guys watch Super Rugby, kind of in terms of the different time zones. And I absolutely love it. The fact that we've somehow been able to attract 2 different audiences to the same spot, and everyone just loves talking about the rugby as well, which is absolutely awesome. But now the backline movement, Franke gives it on the outside. It's going to be Hollis. He had a good run in the last match, and he was able to score a try up against the Pumas as well. Flat ball here. It's big contact once again on their number 7. Sergio has been hit very hard. I don't know whether he's big enough to be in that number 7 jersey. He looks like he is getting pushed around by the big forwards likes of Richardson, Buthelezi and whatnot, but maybe he will have just that little bit of elusive pace that will get him a win. It's going to be a penalty here for the player not rolling away. It was against Kutha Machunu in the end. So because of it now, it does mean that it will be the opportunity for the Griquas to possibly level it, depending on how it goes. We have got high Hamish. I hope really Griquas win because first place they play as well this season as well. And really, our rugby is very stereotype. Like to see a change as well, says David Russell. And that is a good point because of the fact the last time the Bulls played the Griquas in the final, it was 1970, we have been told in the chat. And also, it's a stat that's going around at the moment, so it's a long time. So we'll have to wait and see. But now they've got an opportunity. Whitehead, like I mentioned, very good with the boot. I'll probably jinx him here because he is the top the top point scorer of the season with 151, 1 point ahead of the second place. And I believe that is actually one of the Sharks players who is sitting on the 150 as well. But now Whitehead going to get the opportunity. We have got hit the like button, guys. Top 100 for the Bulls versus Western Province game. Let's see how far we can take Hamish as well, says Russell. So if you haven't already, be sure to hit that like button. Also subscribe to the channel if you are new. Whitehead strikes it nicely. He's pulled it. He's missed it. I've jinxed him. Unfortunately, that is not ideal for him in that situation. Like I mentioned, normally very solid with the boot, but unfortunately just not quite going right there. So Machunu gets away with that penalty early on. Griquas by 9 as well, says Brian. Also, I live in Kimberley as well, says Brian. So it will currently be, I believe, 5:09 p.m. in South Africa for you guys, if I'm not wrong. And also we have got, all I know is we need a viewer from Antarctica in order to cover all continents as well, says Sebastian. One day we will be able to do so once they get some good Wi-Fi in Antarctica. That's a good kick for the 22 dropout, and now it's going to be claimed by the Griquas. A loose head prop for this one. Almost stolen on the ground. They're just saying a little knock on. Could have been on the cards. And at this stage now, it's once again going to be Andre Smith. Or sorry, that one would have been Valimza. Andre Smith, of course, one of the players who got a yellow card. Nice little kick in behind, and it's going to be sitting up almost. What a bit of skill there from Whitehead, and Kerwin Bosch has no option but to be back in his own in-goal area. Pearson through the gap, and he's been able to run back out, and now it's a counter-attack for the Sharks. Can they go the full length for the field? Oh, that's almost a tip tackle. That's going to be possibly looked at a little bit there, but Stenkamp was nailed there. Or sorry, Stenkamp nailed Vernicock in the tackle. But inside of the 22 now, Nohamba going to be passing it back. Machunu able to take the ball there. A little bit of a juggle, but it is now calmed down for the Sharks. 15 metres out from their line, and they're looking for the clearing kick. It's going to be Ruan Kronia who has kicked that one into touch. Sorry, Lionel Kronia. I always call him Ruan. I'm not sure why, but it seems to just always roll off the tongue, unfortunately. It's the wrong name. And we always got their Griquas going to win by 10, says Achilles, and also you are committed as well, says Achilles. And can you put the lineups up, mate? I came in a bit late, no worries. We'll put them up for you guys right now while we have got this little bit of a stoppage in play as Lionel Kronia kicked the ball into touch. Looking at the Sharks line up, they've got the Machunus in the front row. Also Van Veeren going to be possibly looking for a bit of a rolling ball, but they're just showing Stenkamp there. Possibly tipping Vernicock above the horizontal. They might. No, they haven't gone back to check this one, so it is going to be the Griquas now on the 22. Anyone who was wondering what the score is, it is currently 3-3, and now the Sharks have been able to steal that line out against the feet, but it's a loose pass. It was Lionel Kronia passing out to Yapinke. He's going to go with the low grubber kick down to the halfway line, sitting up nicely here for the man in the number 15 jersey, Ashton Davids. He's going to be nailed in the tackle by Vernicock on the halfway line, though. And at the stage this game is going at a frantic pace, and my big worry is whether or not the Griquas will be able to keep up with this intensity for the full 80, because the Sharks are running them around at the moment, but then the same could be said about the Griquas. He has taken the mark there, Lionel Kronia. That's not Lionel Kronia, that is Kerwin Bosch in the number 15 jersey for this match, with the Kronia combo sitting at 10 and 15. They've gone time off. They're just going to be checking something here to see whether or not possibly there was Marius Lowe, a little bit of a neck roll I think they are checking for here. It's definitely up close to the neck here. So it's whether or not it was high enough to be considered possibly dangerous, but it was Gideon van der Merwe. So he's got him around the neck a little bit. I don't know whether or not, it's going to be a tough one because he's kind of gripped a little bit around that neck there, but I don't know whether it is enough for them to overturn what is happening at the moment. They might go back and check it though. We never know. They are saying possibly they've seen yellow cards for it. So Gideon van der Merwe, he's very low to the ruck, but in the situation, you've got to find a way of going from, other than going around the neck. Marius Lowe kind of connecting here and then squeezing him a little bit like he is a cobra, but then I'm not sure whether or not they will decide to give that as a yellow card. I'm going to wait and see what the referees say in that situation. And we have got the Beat This Resource-Rich Union, Griquas as well. And we have got there, I want to move to the Southern Hemisphere so badly. I love New Zealand so much. I've always wanted to go to Uluru, as well as the location. Is that in South Africa? I feel like that will be a statement that might backfire for me because I have no idea whereabouts that is, but hopefully it is somewhere around there. Yes, I am a woman as well, says Katie Dixon. And also we have got there, Achilles, I see Katie is also with us, as well, says good. And also we have got there, I live in New Mexico, USA. I know I confuse people whereabouts I live, and Achilles, where is Guru as well, says Marcel. That is a good question. I thought he was scheduled to do this one. He didn't do the game yesterday either, which seemed kind of strange because of the fact that he normally covers all of the Currie Cup ones. Right, it's just a penalty, and Marius Lowe has been given away with a bit of a warning there. So that's probably a little bit lucky in that regard, because like they mentioned, they've seen them given his yellow cards, but now Whitehead looks like he's asking for the T, but it will still be quite far away. I believe it's going to be about 50 or so. No, it's going to be 45 out. This is within the kicking distance of George Whitehead. We have it's got there in the chat. I think I'm living Katie's dream. Hello from Australia as well, says Steve Smith. Of course, you are in Western Australia as well. So this game is 11:14 p.m. at the moment, which is a very nice time to be watching the rugby, that is for sure. Those rugby championship games going to be coming up very soon as well, all at decent hours for almost everywhere. I guess it's a morning game for South Africans and also people in the UK, and then also it is going to be the game that has taken place a little bit later on, which will almost become a lunchtime game in South Africa, and for us in New Zealand and Australia, it's going to be a nighttime game. And we have also got there, Uluru is in Aussie land as well, says Sebastian. And also we have got there, yes it is, but is in the Southern Hemisphere as well. I'm just obsessed with the Southern Hemisphere as well, and it's going to be a penalty here for the Griquas. They decided to go for the corner as it was just a little bit further out than what he wanted to take on the kick, but now this one is going to be very capable of going over if he decides to. What are they going to do here? That's a big question. The referee asking the question. Whitehead, they are taking on the shot here. So that one was a penalty for Henko Fenta, just closing the gap a little bit too much there, taking the player out as he was going down, as well as the call. So that is what the penalty is for. We have got thanks. Who is the fly half for the Sharks and who is the scrummy? So they have decided to go with Sanale Nohamba, sorry, and then also Lionel Cronje is the 19 combo that they are going with Marcel in this matchup. Well, we have got another kick on the table for the Griquas, currently sitting 0 from 1 for George Whitehead. Normally a very good kicker, though. I will put up the Sharks lineup for you guys once again for anyone who hasn't seen it yet. They have got a very strong side. The loose forward trio, Dylan Richardson, Henko Fenta, who unfortunately just gave away a penalty, but then also Pepsi Bordalese. 3 very powerful players. Also that combo in the midfield of Marius Lowe, Werner Koch. This is a side that can win games, but we will have to wait and see whether or not they will be able to win this one and go through to the final. George Whitehead still not striking it great, but it has gone over, snuck inside of the left upright. So because of it, now the score is going to be 3-3 between these two sides once the scoreboard updates. It is an online one, so I don't have any control over whether or not it is going to hopefully be doing it at the right time. We have got hope that next year I'll be able to watch the games live as I'm moving to Panama as well, says Gert. What time difference is there in Panama compared to South Africa, Gert? Do let me know. And we have got there. Hamish, who is your favourite South African rugby team? Says Achilles. That's a very hard one. I mean, I'm a big fan of the 4 Super Rugby teams or the ex-Super Rugby teams because of the fact I've seen the most of them, but I'm liking watching the Griquas and also the likes of the Pumas, the Cheetahs. I feel like I'm almost listing every single side in the South African competition. Might as well throw the Elephants in there for good measure. Of course, they haven't been too active recently, but yeah, I just love watching South African rugby, and I just love watching all rugby as well. And Currie now a couple meters out from his line, kicking this one downfield. It's a very good kick there, going to be about 45 meters out, and it is going to be the line out now for the Sharks. Once again, a little bit of territory being played here by the Sharks early on, but the Griquas are looking like they are equal to it. And also we have got thanks to the fly half for the Sharks, and who is, I read that one, an awesome Sharks going to kill this game to take the Bulls in the final. Good luck, Achilles, says Marcel as well. And we have got there in the chat, my bad, I missed that as well, says Katie Dixon. And Griquas deserve this one. Great team as well, says Kevin. They have played phenomenally. Definitely, that is not straight. Oh, that is being called straight. That didn't look too straight at all from the Sharks there from Fanferum, but they are going to be continuing driving forward. But yeah, the Griquas fighting hard to be able to get up to 35 points as well in this competition. And it's just something that, like, you can't teach heart, and that is something that the Griquas, they've just got that fighting spirit. As you can see here, they finished 3rd overall in the competition. Nohamba there kicking that one, I believe, out on the full, I think is the call there. So now because of it, it does mean that it is going to be the Griquas who will have the line out throw here. But looking at this here, the Western Province able to sneak just above the Pumas in this match to be able to secure themselves a spot in the top 4. The Pumas very unlucky to miss out, but the Western Province, they had a good game up against the Bulls, which in the end the Bulls were able to get the win in that one. So now the Griquas want to meet the Bulls in the final for the first time since 1970. But there is also the situation of the Sharks. We've seen it in other Currie Cups in the past that these two sides can play some very good rugby up against each other when it is the Bulls and the Sharks. That is now, it's going to be Franke driving hard at the line, and boy, he is a powerhouse when he gets the ball in hand. And Currie now going for the kicking game once again. Kicking high, hasn't got too much distance on it. Thicke Abrahams driving forward, hasn't quite got it as a knock-on, double knock-on here. So we are going back for the scrum here for the Griquas. We have what's got there in the chat with the emoji from JJ. Welcome into the live stream, mate. And also we have got there Katie. Do it, live the dream, or at least go on holiday once all COVID madness is over as well, says Steve Smith. Because, of course, at the moment, we are in lockdown here in New Zealand and also parts of Australia, which is why Brisbane is the location they have gone with for the Rugby Championship. Although I did see that there was a case in Brisbane very recently, a young child, I believe it was. So all from apart from the Elephants pretty much as well, says Sebastian. And also we have got, if Sharks play us, we will dominate them as well, says Achilles. And who you're rooting for, Hamish, says Steve Smith. I have to say, I always love an underdog. So I think my mind is saying that, my mind's saying the Sharks, but my heart is saying the Griquas. You know, it's one of those ones that I feel like at this stage, though, no side out of the two has really shown big dominance in the early stages. That is going to be a big scrum there, and it is going to be going down on the front row, which means we are going to have a scrum reset. Now, it actually took about 60 minutes before we had a scrum reset in the game between the Bulls and the Western Province, but this now is the first one that we have had of this match. We are 17 minutes in. This says 20, but we are 17 at this stage. 3-3 between the two sides. No tries as of yet. Thanks for the commentary. Much appreciated as well, says Marcel. No worries, mate. We do cover every single Currie Cup live game that we have been doing. Also, the United Rugby Championship, Gallagher Premiership, Bunnings NPC, United Rugby Championship. I already said the top 14 The United Rugby Championship, I said that about 3 times. The Rugby Championship is the other one as well that we are going to be covering alongside all of the international matches. And Currie now sees a bit of space on the blind side. He's got a bit of pace, flicks it back on the inside, a little bit low with the pass, but it is going to be finding the hands of the man Kasinde in the number 14 jersey for the Griquas. Looking for the option. It's going to be Whitehead playing scrum half. Frankie now passes it across field, going for the backline movement here. Hollis is firing it wide out to Keita. Got a bit of speed, but Pinke's got it marked. Driving forward very nicely there, Keita, trying to get back up and go again. Just outside of the 25 meters out now. Oh, it's not going to the hands of Frankie from the pass of Ashton Davids, and because of it, they have got the knock-on advantage here. The Sharks going up the middle here. It's going to be LaRue looking for a gap there. LaRue Roots, I should say, is the name. It's quite worked out for him, and now they are going to be going back for the knock-on advantage. We have got as a neutral. I always support the underdog, says Steve Smith, and we have got there. I'm with you, brother. I just absolutely love all rugby. Me too, mate. And it is awesome to see how much rugby we've got on at the moment. Like, there's just competition after competition starting. Like, I'm got probably in the second half, I may even have a top 14 game on one of my screens and have the Currie Cup game on the other, just to see how the likes of Nani Lamape, Kurtley Bell, and all of those guys get on in the top 14, as well as a couple South Africans going to be in those sides going up against each other in the competition just in about an hour's time. We have got there in the chat. Where can I watch the where they play, please? I believe your best bet is either on the South African Springboks. It is their YouTube channel 24 hours after the game. They normally upload the highlights or somewhere around there. But then your other option, I don't know how many free options there are, unfortunately. I think your only options are probably DSTV or Super Sport, which I believe are the same thing. But those are your options in South Africa. Other than that, though, we haven't really got too many other ways of watching it. Here in New Zealand, we are on Sky, if that helps you out. Efan Ruas, 8 tries in this competition. Also, Westrad having 8 as well. Edouard Keita sitting on 7. JJ Coetzee sitting on 7 as well. And Rabs Maxwane sitting on 6. So there's a potential for this man, for the Griquas, to be able to leapfrog everyone else at this stage. If he can score himself 2 tries in this match, it's going to be tough to do up against a strong Sharks outfit, though. But he's looking like he's in form. 7 tries already in this Currie Cup. We'll be hoping for a couple more in this game as well. We have got there. It's just a contractual obligation as a Harlequins Ultra fan to hope that Mara Toja headbutts a baby and goes to prison as well. Says a passion. We have got there. Barry Green has said, "Hi Kiwi, how's it going?" I'm doing well, thanks, mate. Hope you are excited for this game. Do let me know who you think is going to be winning this match. And also, we haven't had a try yet. Do let me know in the chat who is the player you think is going to be scoring the first try of this matchup. That's going to be a penalty at scrum time for the Griquas. So I think from here, 25 meters out, you would take on the 3 points. It is a final after all. You want to make sure that you are finding a way with as many points as possible in the early stages, but it's going to be a good battle. And at that front row, it was Max Mori in the end who did end up winning the penalty up against Kuta Mochuno, I believe it was, on this near side, who ended up going down. We have got big time. I've got Stade de France and also Racing 92 later on. That should be a hell of a run out as well. Yeah, I'm excited for it. And I'm going to be trying to do it kind of co-stream. I will be keeping you guys updated on that game. And also, I will be following this one. I'm hoping that when I start doing top 14 live streams, that the live streams don't get taken down off YouTube. Because I know in some newer competitions, it can end up getting you taken off YouTube for a little while, which would be a big shame with the amount of rugby that we've got going on in the near future with the likes of the Wallabies and All Blacks playing tomorrow. Also, it is going to be the United Rugby Championship starting up in a couple of weeks, but 3 points all at this stage. 20 minutes gone. Whitehead lining up the kick again. He struck that one a lot better. So now the score is going to be 6-3. And the Griquas are going to be in the lead for the first time in this match up against the Sharks. We have got there in the chat as well. Oh my God, I just spit my drink all over my laptop as well, says Katie Dixon. And also we have got, I become a Harlequins fan after we acquired Chris Robshaw, for San Diego Legion, my favorite USA pro rugby team. I just adore him. What a guy, what a player as well, says Katie Dixon. I know a lot of people are a fan of Joe Marler as well, in terms of speaking of those Harlequins players. They absolutely love watching him in press conferences. Stenkamp taking that one off the kick there. And it does now mean that it will be the opportunity for the Griquas to have this ball only 15 meters out from their line. Once again, it's going to be their number 7, which in this one is Sergil. And he has had quite a few carries so far in the early stages of this match. Only 20 minutes down. We've still got plenty more time for this match, kicking it towards the touchline. And Currie close to it. Pinke somehow keeping that ball in, but then he's just thrown it out, unfortunately. And Lionel Cronje is looking at him going, "What are you doing, mate?" And he's just going, "Mate, it was right on the touchline. Wanted to throw it in." Oh, Currie here is grimacing at the moment. I think he's done something to his leg, which is not good news because his box kick is extremely strong, and also he gets good meters on this. But yeah, Pinke right next to the touchline there, just decided to keep it in, and then from there tries to flick it back around the back, and he ends up putting it further into touch, unfortunately for the man. So it does now mean that the Griquas will have the line out throw on the halfway line. We have got there as the Rugby Guru streaming today. This is his and my favourite team as well, says Barry Green. I thought he was scheduled to, but I'm not too sure whether or not he is live, which is weird because of the fact that he's missed both semi-final games, which normally I feel like he would be all over in this competition. But now it's going to be Whitehead giving it to Franke now on the halfway line, trying to drive forward, but a great tackle there from Dylan Richardson has been ripped away on the breakdown as well. So now Machunu is going to have this ball getting in front of Mura, wrestling with him, trying to keep him up off the ground. But he has found the grass there, going to be about 40 metres out. Lionel Cronje sells the dummy for the kick. Instead, kicks it in behind with a great kick to Yapinke. Now it's going to be sitting up Nohamba. Little knock on the ground, and it's a penalty here for the Griquas. I believe it was in front of the kicker is the call there. His favourite team is the Sharks as well, says Barry Green. And also we have got there, I want to see them play, please. Then you can still commentate them as well, says Franco. Unfortunately, with the way that YouTube's copyright system is, if I was to show any match footage or audio, we would get taken off YouTube straight away, sadly, and we would get banned for 3 months. So it does mean, unfortunately, I wish that I could show it, and if there was a way of showing it, I definitely would. But yeah, they would take us straight off YouTube if we were to do so. Cater will score the first try as well from Brian, and also we have got there, I think, Cock and Bosch, both going over the whitewash at some point today, says Thick Boy. And also we have got Miss Chris, so many years with us. He was in the squad which won the premiership in 2012 as well in the chat from Sebastian. And also we have got there in the chat from David, if they have to play or if they bring on all the Elephants players back to the Eastern Province, we would be a force. Cronje, Whitehead, Mapimpi, and also Bunda. Tell you what, there are some good names in that list that you just mentioned. And we have got Sharks to win for a Sharks versus Bulls final, and it was the final last year for the Currie Cup. Perhaps it could be the same year, but now it is going to be driving forward once again. The Griquas are going to be looking for the pick and go. Oh, it's a little knock on though on the ground, and it's going to count on a ruck here, or it's going to be Cronje who has been able to steal that one, or Grobler, sorry, is the name. Going back now to Lionel Cronje, passes it back. Maria Slow looking to pierce the line, going to be tackled low by Whitehead and also Stenkamp. And it looks like they've still got their knock-on advantage, but Cronje kicking it down the middle of the field, advantage over. Covering a lot of ground there was Ashton Davids to be able to get to that one, looking for the kick in behind. It's going close to the touchline. It's a good kick as well. Or is it? It's going to go into the in-goal area. And now Cronje will just put this one down, and it will be a 22 dropout, of course. If this competition started after the 1st of August, that would be a goal line dropout with the new rules, but because of it, it does mean that it is going to be a 22 dropout instead. And we have got there in the chat, Hamish loves the Blue Bulls most as well, says Achilles. And also we have got there, hey Achilles, how's it going, says Barry Green. And also we have got there, you, oh good, and you Barry from Achilles, and the Griquas in the chat from Katie with the big roll of the A as well. It's going to be Cronje just knocking that ball on just a little bit. No, it bounced backwards and then went forwards as the Kosatika Abrahams going to have this one, going to be contested in the ground there, almost stolen by Caters, who wasn't quite able to get their hands on the ball once again. It is going to be Roots driving forward there, straight on the ball though, where the Griquas, has he got the ball? I believe he has, and he's won the penalty for the Griquas there. And from 40-something metres out, are they willing to take on the kick at the post, I should say, as well? And we have also got there our Supersport buying majority shares in Super Schools Live, as well as the development and focus on tourism in the Eastern Conference and Greater Transeki area. Hopefully I pronounced that correctly. Or Transki, sorry. Interesting times ahead, says Jux. And also we have got there in the chat, these commentators sound as excited as about at a 5-day cricket match during lunch break as well. I wonder who the commentators are and who they actually support, whether or not they are a Shark supporter or whether they are a bit neutral in this one. But Whitehead, 45 metres out, is going to be taking on the kick now to see whether or not he can make it 3 from 4 so far in this match. What will be a more exciting game, Blue Bulls versus Sharks or Blue Bulls versus Griquas? Asking for a friend as well, says Katie Dixon. It's a good question. I feel like we always see that intensity between the Sharks and the Bulls when they play off. And it's also the fact that we haven't seen the Bulls play the Griquas in so long in a final. I think that is something that will intrigue people into watching. But of course, I think the biggest followings are for the Bulls and the Sharks. So that is probably the best case scenario in terms of the competition wanting the two top teams. That's going to be a good strike from Whitehead straight down the middle. Has something to say about it there, and that is going to be 9-3 now for the Griquas. They have taken a 6-point lead in the first half of this match. Just looking through some of the previous fixtures as well, see what we can find in terms of the Griquas. The last time that they played the Bulls, it was actually cancelled. The first time that they were going to be playing them. What about the second time And in the end was 56-33 up against the Griquas and the Bulls. So a little bit one-sided in that regard. But then you look at the results for the Sharks versus the Bulls as well. The first game was cancelled, and then the second game went 35-28 in the favour of the Sharks. So they can have close games in that regard. Are you simping on Katie Achilles as well as Better Green? And also we have got their commentary as exciting and fun to listen to as well, says Shanae. And also we have got one day you'll be commentating these matches to all the world live on TV with no copyright issues, says Steve Smith. That would be absolutely awesome if we were able to somehow work our way up to that. I have mentioned it quite a few times. I've got the headset in the works at the moment. I just learned that I need about 3 different adapters to plug it into my PC, but I'm looking at one that hopefully will increase the quality of the audio throughout these live streams. With Nohamba now going to be passing it back 40 meters out. Cronje gives it now to Kerwin Bosch, a combo that is very exciting to watch. Marius Lowe got the men on the outside, takes the contact though, rather than finding the ball to the men who were with him. Vilimza, just rushing out there. Machunu is nailed in the tackle by Stenkamp, who is always a physical specimen out on that pitch. Speaking of physical specimens, how tall is LaRue Roots, I should say, because he is an absolute unit. Werner Koch there, going to be driving forward. 7 phases now for the Sharks, putting it together very nicely. Machunu now passes it back to Cronje, linking up with, it will be the other Machunu, just shunting a man off, and he's got a bit of acceleration when he does get it going. 35 out now for the Sharks. Once again, Cronje kicking behind it, smacked a player in the face, and because of it, bounced off the face and has gone into touch. That is almost best case scenario. So in the end, Daniel Kasende used his face for a good reason, because of the fact he was able to stop that kick from going through from Cronje, and it does mean now that it's going to be a line out for the Sharks. 45 meters out so far in this match. We have got Hi Kiwi as well. Says to Sethu, welcome into the live stream. It is great to see you. Once again, anyone who is new, be sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel. We are going to be back next week with the Currie Cup final, which will be either between the Bulls and the Sharks, or the Bulls and the Griquas at Loftus as well, which is going to be absolutely awesome indeed. And we have got Hamish will once comment in Isi Corsa too. Hopefully I've said that correctly, but I feel like I might have been a little bit wrong. And Jacques has said, how long have you been commentating for? Believe it or not, we only started doing live streams on the channel talking about games less than a year ago. So we've been kind of learning all of these players once again from a very kind of short amount of time to be able to try and learn it. Like, I've watched the Rainbow Cup South Africa. That was the first South African competition of rugby I've watched in a long time, but I've been learning all of the names. And from there, I've just been building up this YouTube channel, which is pretty awesome because of the fact that we always have you guys in the chat tuning in, and I absolutely love it and hope you guys have been enjoying as well. But yeah, we have only been going for about a year, so I'm wondering where we will be in a few years' time. Need one of those mics you can just pin to your jersey, and I can barely see as well, says Steve Smith. That is a good shout. And me and George, we got a cheap version of that a little while ago, but of course that was just before lockdown, and it can actually have 2 different clips for each, or 1 clip for each of us, I should say. So we got kind of the budget version of that to see whether or not it does work out for us. It's going to be a penalty to the Sharks here, and they thought about taking it quickly. The ball being thrown away. Nohamba not too happy about it as well. But now this one is another kickable 3 for the Sharks. So whether or not they go for it, we will have to wait and see. Sethu, I will definitely tune in if Hamish comments, and Isi Corsa as well, session 8. Tell you what, I mean, I've already learned the one thing that I have learned in South African, or Afrikaans, I guess I should say. I can say "jou lekker ding," and I believe that is "you good thing," if I'm not wrong. So hopefully I can improve my Afrikaans as I am going perfect. Hamish as well, says there, and also 6'8" for Big LaRue. He would intimidate a bouncer, so he certainly would. He is a unit of an individual, that is for sure. They have kicked for the corner here, the Sharks, so they have decided time to play aggressive. We need points before we get into halftime. It's interesting, we haven't had a try yet in this one. Says to tell him to read a word as well. Says Achilles, and also go Sharks from Casper in the chat as well. And we have got Carling Griquas from Christopher. Hopefully I've pronounced that correctly, but now it is going to be passed back for the rolling maul. Kieran van Veren, I mentioned before the match, loves himself a rolling maul try. Have been told to use it once. They are 10 meters out from the line. Nohamba looking short side, thinking about going quickly, but instead now it's going to be taking this one off the back, or is he? It's going to keep on marching forward here for the Sharks. They've got the advantage, and this is the perfect place for them to be. Driving forward here, you can see that big man LaRue Roots in the middle of it, just getting it going. The Sharks still going for that rolling maul. It's being shut down there by the number 14, and now it is going to be the penalty for the Sharks, only 5 meters out. So this one is going to be a kickable penalty. Are they going to take it? It's a big question there. We have Scott in the chat. You are doing a very good Kiwi. You're on the ball as well, says Marcel. Thank you very much, mate. Do appreciate that. And we have also got there, you can't show any game footage due to copyright stuff and can't get strikes as well, says Scott. Yeah, that's the thing. YouTube's copyright system for streamers is extremely harsh, because even if you don't show any copyright footage or anything like that, until you can get that strike removed, it will be 90 days away from us being able to stream again on the channel. Unfortunately, now it's going to be once again the Sharks are rolling more. This is set very nicely. Machunu passes it back to Funferen, only a couple meters short, marching forward now. The Sharks, a meter from the line, falls over, and it's the first try of the match, and it is Kieran Funferen who was able to score it for the Sharks to open up the try scorer sheet for this match. We haven't got a commentator on the game instead of the waffle as well, says Alan. I think we are kind of doing a bit of both. We always talk to the chat. We always talk about the game, and that was a very nice rolling maul from the Sharks. So 5 minutes out, they once again said, you know what? We are going for the corner. 8th Carling Currie Cup try for Kieran Funferen. What a man to watch. Off the back of a rolling maul, does it. Not too many do it better than Kieran Funferen, that is for sure. And just the marching maul of the Sharks is too strong for the Griquas defense, and they have been able to get that one. First crush on Kiwi Lads channel, lol, by Achilles as well as Better Green. And also we have got there in there Andy Conde as well for Izzy Corsa from Sisethu. And also we have got there in the chat, I'll tell you what, it's going quick at the moment. I do appreciate every single one of you for being here. If you are new to the channel, be sure to leave a like, also subscribe. It is hugely appreciated, and we are going to be back for the final as well. We have also got in the chat, Hamish says Corsa, a bit wrong, but he is more accurate than others as well, says Achilles. Is it Horsa? Is it Horsa? Maybe? I'm not too sure. When you say Horsa, you must come from the side of your mouth. It's hard to explain. Horsa. Now I'm just moving my mouth all over the place, but that one has gone over from Kerwin Bosch, which now gives them the lead 10 points to the 9 with 10 minutes left in this first half. And at this stage, we have got, does Billy have claws? Will Billy claw a green screen? That is a good question. I feel like he might if he did get the opportunity. I think he's clawed Kieran in the background. We have got a giant inflatable All Black next to me. Anyone who is wondering there, but they are not too happy there. The Griquas, they have done so well to keep the Sharks from scoring. Once again, going for that deep kickoff to Buthelezi, which they've decided is the best option in that situation, just trying to drive the Sharks as far back as they can, and then possibly just make them kick the ball into touch, get the line out from inside of the Sharks app. But Nohamba now just going to be rolling this one back and looking for the kick. Oh, had a little bit of a fumble there, but it did go backwards. And that is a better kick downfield from Nohamba going up to the 40-meter line. Oh, David, Ashton Davis, I should say, was the man who got tackled there. Now going to be driving forward once again here. It's going to be stolen though. And Hinkhoff Fenton now passes it across low, gives it to Vernicock, kicks it in behind, and they've got some pace behind the players chasing. It's going to be Kerwin Bosch. And Whitehead was able to claim that one. Bounce past to Cato, who's taken it beautifully. Offload on the inside now to Gideon Fundermerva. And he is trying to pierce the line. Offload to Cato. He's got the man on the outside, but he's got the space as well. It's a 2-on-1 for the Griquas. He's passed it wide, and they're going to have to keep on passing it. It's fumbled out, unfortunately, for them. But now Cato's got it again, and they're still going. I can't even explain what's going on at the moment. It's going too quick, but 10 meters out here. And the Griquas have somehow got this ball back. Going to be Ankura, passes out to Wyatt Frankie with a step kick on the outside. It's going to be bouncing up for Davids, who takes it. It's a try for the Griquas, and what a try it was. They are going upstairs though. Oh, I'm getting lightheaded with the amount of words that I put in that one, but tell you what, that was just all out pace. So pretty much it became a 2-on-1. He did the skip pass out to the winger, who then from there ended up in the situation of then trying to pass it back on the inside. The ball was knocked down, and the Sharks were able to get it back. Then from there, it was knocked down by the Griquas, which they are just checking here. And then they are just going to see whether or not it did go forward off Keita. Or I think it actually touched the hand of Vernicock as well, but they are checking to see whether or not Keita did knock this ball on. But then from there, it was a cross kick from Frankie, and it was just all over the place, but it was brilliant rugby as well. And we always got nobody disturbed the Griquas. Now, I'm still a little bit worried that I may have disturbed everyone who was sleeping in my household with how excited I got for that try. But this is a game, ladies and gentlemen, that is going to be going down to the wire by the looks of it. We have got sweet as well, says Steve Smith. I still remember George saying, whoa, what did you say when I did that comment as well, says James Gordon. What did George say at that time? Can't quite remember. They are just saying that maybe. Okay, they are just checking this one to see whether or not it is going to be the try. Griquas play good attacking rugby. That was a beautiful move. Franke with the wide kick to it was Davis, and then from there. Okay. So they are just checking this one whether or not it is going to be a knock on. It's just a knock on for a scrum. It is going to be no try for the Griquas. Is the try confirmed? Not in this one, unfortunately, for them. It does say here 40 minutes, but we are actually only sitting 33 and a half minutes through this game. So we have still got plenty of time left in the first half. And we have got there, all it's talking about is Corsa is motivating the Griquas, two Griquas, as well, says Chennai. And also we have got there even white people, mate, Juan and Amopayano as well, just allowed try as well with the crying emoji from Sebastian in the chat. And at this stage, I mean, just the way that they set up the try almost deserved a try there. But unfortunately, of course, with the 4-pass, sorry, I bumped the microphone there. That probably was very loud, just like my screaming before when we did have a very nice one. But Franco has asked it at halftime, but we still have another 6 minutes left of this first half. You said you must have, you must be following, good at following girls on Instagram after George said that as well. Yeah, he's got an active Instagram, George, I believe. But that's going to be kicked downfield by the Sharks into the 22 here. And it is going to be now in the hands of, it will be the man in the number 14 jersey, passes back to Whitehead. It would have been Kasende, whose name I did forget for a moment. Whitehead, beautiful kick downfield, brilliant kick. And it hasn't found touch in the end. So the only thing that would have made it a little bit better was if it had gone into touch, because now Cronje with a bit of a counter attack, but Whitehead makes the tackle on the halfway line. Going back now, Grobler passes it across into the hands of LaRue. LaRue roots once again, but Gideon Fundamover trying to get in that one and trying to get that ball. Penalty advantage now to the Sharks. Henkel Fenta met by a big tackle. Machunu now's got this one. The loose head prop with a bit of a step as well, but Frankie lining him up, and they are going back for the penalty to the Sharks. No, I got ahead of myself, as I said, Steve. I think we all did for that one, because it was very well done from the Griquas to get that counter-attack going. Other way, Griquas are playing, even Western Province wouldn't stand a chance, let alone the Sharks as well, says Peter Williams. And also we have got the, I went on the Guru channel. He did put a stream up for 4:30, but it's showing waiting on the Rugby Guru if you would like to know. So it seems weird that he hasn't started 2 in a row, I guess you could say, for the Currie Cup, the 2 semi-final games. Hopefully he does cover the final, but we are also going to be covering the final on the Kiwi Lads channel. So if you are new, be sure to hit that subscribe button. We are currently on the road to 6,000 subscribers, which is absolutely incredible. And we are going to be ending up in the situation of covering all of the competitions that are coming up very soon. We've got, hey, everyone, quality commentary. Thanks as well, says Christian. Thank you very much, mate. Hugely appreciated. And that is a great kick from the Sharks as well into the 22 now. It was against Hollis there, that penalty, but 15 meters out the Sharks. I'm feeling another rolling maul try here. Penalties conceded, 6 against the Sharks, 5 against the Griquas. But the Sharks, that rolling maul, Kieran Van Feren, I think it's going to be hard to stop him if they can get this throw right. So we're going to have to wait and see. Are you still doing post-match with him as well, says Better Green? I haven't actually messaged him yet, because the reason is normally when I message him about a post-match review, the Sharks actually lose. So I have to be careful, because every other time they have actually lost it, unfortunately, in that situation. But now it's going to be a rolling maul here. Van Feren going to be trying to get it going once again, and the big man in the front roots. Once again, just sitting at Nohamba now is going to be getting this ball off the back. First receiver goes into the hands of Marius Lowe, just pierces through the middle, Marius Lowe, and that is a try between the sticks for the Sharks, the second of the match as well. And at this stage now, it does mean, or they're just going double blow of the whistle, but I believe that was because of the fact that the Sharks reserves were running onto the field to celebrate with Mr. Marius Lowe. And it's his 7th Carling Currie Cup try as well. We have got there in the chat. We have got win or lose, Brai Agan Ons Brai. Hopefully I pronounced that correctly as well. And hopefully it's nothing too bad. And we have got Griquas won the Currie Cup from the British touring team in 1981. And we donated it to South Africa Rugby. Time to take it back as well, says Cobus. And at this stage, if they can score themselves another try before the end of this first half, they will have a decent chance of being able to make it back in the second. But this one straight out in front for Kerwin Bosch. So this one now means that it is going to be 17 points to the 9, and the Griquas are going to be just that little bit further behind. But it is still makeable for them to be able to get back into this match. 8 points behind is still not that much of a margin. If they can score even a penalty before the end of this first half, they will still have the chance, which I know a lot of Griquas fans are after. But tell you what, Marius Lowe off the set play almost a little bit. Nohamba just went straight to him. Marius Lowe piercing the line between Frankie and Whitehead, and he scores himself the try. Unkura tries to get in there, whispers something into his ear as he was sliding over the try line. Hopefully it's along the lines of nice try, mate, or something along those lines. We haven't got their Guru probably had a bad feeling about the game. Hope he is healthy though as well, says Peter Williams. Yeah, hopefully he is all right with the fact that he hasn't done this game as well, because it seems weird for when we are into these kind of later games. So hopefully he is all right. I'll probably end up messaging him, even if we don't do a post-match review. I'll probably end up messaging him after the live stream anyway, just to see how he is getting on. Come on, the Sharkies as well, says Trevor. And also we have got in there, go Sharks go, from Gert as well. The stage now just outside of the 22 here. The Sharks are going to have the ball. 2 minutes left in this first half. It's going to be LaRue Roots running high and hard at the ball. And that is something. Always drop the ball, though. I was going to say that is something. Running high and hard at the ball. Or at the line, I should say. But that's going to be a penalty here. Yeah, what I was going to say is the fact that when you're 6'8", you normally end up running high, or else you are kind of on your knees. But this one now is going to be kicked into touch by Rowan Cronje. His name's not Rowan, but I keep on saying it is Lionel Cronje. Gives the ball to Kerwin Bosch instead. So now he is going to be taking on the kick at the touchline, trying to get them a few extra meters here, perhaps, with a minute and a half left in this first half. It's been all-out action between these two sides. It's been played at a frantic pace. Not too many stoppages other than in the early stages. I think they banned him. He showed the Box versus Lions, as well as Jerome. He showed the Box versus... surely not. Surely he hasn't got a copyright strike or anything along those lines. But we have got there and the chat from Sasethu Haha Achilles as well. I feel like I don't want to read out some of the abbreviations because I'm not too sure what they mean. And I am worried that maybe I will get myself in trouble by saying something that I showed him about Grobler now. Going to be taking that one in the line out, driving for once again. Matunu at the back, working it along. And Ohamba now going to be getting this ball from the rolling maul. Decides to go short side, flat ball out to Yapinke. Little chip in behind it. It is a skill that he has got very well, but it is going to be a little knock on or a line out opportunity. Now the referee just trying to decide whose ball it is. Nohamba's giving him the little nod going, you know whose ball it is. And they are going to be checking this one. I believe it is actually not his ball, Nohamba, in that situation. Or is it? He's not giving the ball up at this stage, Nohamba. Okay, they have got a scrum here for the, yes, it is going to be a scrum for the Sharks. So he did say that he did have the ball with 8 seconds left here. And Buthelezi, the captain, just trying to fire up the boys here, trying to make sure they can get one last strike before we get to halftime as well. Jerome did not as well, says Achilles. And also we have got there into the chat, yeah, it's something at the moment that is being talked about that I'm not too sure what it is, so I will just leave that one. But I do appreciate every single one of you being here. If you haven't already, be sure to hit that subscribe button. Also leave a like and also vote in that poll if you haven't already, who you think is going to be winning this match. I will be checking it at halftime alongside some other stats to do with this exciting matchup that we have had so far. The Griquas not able to cross the try line yet, but I am certain they will be able to get one in the second half. That one is going to be ending up into the situation of backfiring with that statement, but the front rows have gone down. It's going to be a scrum reset. And that's something that probably some of these teams or some of these players out on the field won't be minding too much because of the fact it's been a very hectic first half. And we have got, please, or guys, let us leave the politics and rather focus on the rugby, hey, as well, says Peter Williams here. Well said. Hopefully we will go back down the rugby path at this stage just because of the fact I have no idea what it is, so I don't really know what's in the situation of being said. But we have also got there in the chat from Jerome and said, please, as well, and great commentary. Hamish, love it. You rock as well, Shishane. Thank you very much. Do appreciate you being here for this live stream. Can the Sharks get one more try before halftime? I think that is a big question on everyone's mind here, whether or not they can extend that lead or whether the Griquas will be able to hang on. It's going to be a good hook there from Van Ferren going back to Yapinke now trying to pierce the line, but now Frankie lines him up and drives him backwards in the tackle. He will be making sure doesn't miss any more tackles throughout this match as the last one led to the try of Marius Lowe, but the Sharks have still got this one 20 meters out from the line. It's a nice step there from Dylan Richardson driving for good low tackle from the right winger though, but now it's almost an intercept for Cater, but he wasn't quite able to take it, and that almost could have been a runaway try for the Griquas if he got the opportunity, but the Sharks have still got this one. And they are on the 22 now. It's going to be Thika Abrahams playing halfback. Gives it to Van Ferren once again with the carry. Good clean out from the big forwards for the Sharks. Speaking of big forwards, LaRoots now passes it back into the hands of Dylan Richardson. Trying to hold him up here. The Griquas, he has got the knees to ground, so they've got to release him. But good face play so far from the Sharks in this first half. Werner Koch, that's a big hit from Frankie. Trying to break the man in half in that one. And it's going to be a double knock on, which does now mean it is going to be halftime between these two sides. Tell you what, that was a huge hit. And tell you what, Werner Koch, he knows it as well. Just gives Frankie a little tap on the head saying, mate, you just broke me in half with that one. But he is still running around, Werner Koch, which is great to see because he is a dangerous player to be in the second half as well. We have got their Bulls versus anyone of this team. These two teams going to be a hard game as well, says Jerome. And yeah, at this stage, both very even in that first half. The Sharks in the end were able to get that little bit of an advantage. Tackles made. They made 27, but they did miss 10 as well. 6 penalties conceded by both sides. And in the end, possession, 63% for the Sharks, 51% territory. The scrums were pretty solid from both sides. No one losing a scrum yet, but tackles missed Like I mentioned, 10 missed by the Sharks, only 4 missed by the Griquas, and it was 41 tackles made in this match in the end by the Griquas so far at halftime. Turnovers conceded a couple as well, but no try scored by the Griquas at this point. So we will have to wait and see whether or not that will be the case in the second half as well. Coffee break. Steve Smith. Once again, you keep on leaving me speechless, Steve, with your generosity, mate. I've got coffee break time. He is hoping for an exciting second half of rugby. He is hoping it is indeed. We've got Holy Heart Failure Batman from Katie Dixon. Yep, my thoughts exactly there from Steve, but I do appreciate that very much, mate. And thank you for your huge donation there. I just realized it's Father's Day as well, says James Gordon. There's a good point. Here in New Zealand, it is Father's Day. So anyone who is watching from New Zealand, happy Father's Day. If you're a father or if you have got your father with you, be sure to treat him well for this day. I'm actually going to have a little special thing for the match between the Wallabies and the All Blacks that is going to be taking place a little bit later on today in terms of a little bit of a tribute / a little bit of a shout out to my dad on the live stream as well. We have got there in the chat. All our South Africa as well, says Achilles. But looking through those stats, like I mentioned, there are some interesting ones. Meters carried is actually in favour of the Griquas, 172 to the 129. So they've been able to really shut down the Sharks at times with their good defence because they've only missed the 4 tackles, but the one tackle that they missed, or one of those tackles that they missed, did lead to the try as well. And we have got Achilles that said, I love Forever Sports too, but my heart lies here with Hamish and Guru, says Achilles. And also we have got from today forward, I only watch Hamish and Guru, says Achilles as well. I mean, you are able to watch multiple YouTube channels. It is no worries. We don't get jealous or anything along those lines of going like, oh, someone's watching them as well. I'm not happy, but it's just all like you guys love rugby, and we've got many options on YouTube for being able to watch, whether it is previews, reviews, live streams, all of it is available on YouTube for you guys. So at the end of the day, yeah, we do appreciate the support, but also it is all right if you do want to watch other channels at the same time. Steve, you Golden Stars versus Sebastian is indeed. We always got fair play, mate. Absolute legend of a bloke, says the thick boy. Yeah, Steve lately, he's been treating us very well, Steve. And it is hugely appreciated. And yeah, just the support on these ones. Like you've had your name here, Steve, for about the last 6 live streams at this stage. And it's just absolutely like they're just huge numbers as well. So it is absolutely just hugely appreciated. I only watch this channel in Guru as well, says Jerome. And also we have got only Hamish for me, says Seth Thethu. And also we have got the I'm happy and willing to learn as much as I can about South Africa, says Katie Dixon. And I feel like I'm the same as well with the rugby side of it. Like I want to watch all of the competitions, including the United Rugby Championship. Also, when we do get to see any other games taking place in South Africa, whether that is the Springboks, we are going to be covering those games as well when I sub to Forever Sports. The first thing I thought on my mind was I'm cheating on Hamish and George as well, says Katie Dixon. And did not check other channel yet as well, says Sethu. But yeah, at this stage, anyone who is keen on a bit of gaming as well, I should mention we have got the Kiwi Lads gaming channel. If you are keen on a bit of gaming, we have been posting a few videos on there, but they are kind of chilled out live streams similar to what we have here in that situation of we kind of just chill out and talk about pretty much it is rugby and gaming combined. Whether it is going to be on GTA 5 or another game, we always end up kind of following both rugby and the game that we are playing. I will put that link in the chat for anyone who does want to check that out. And also, if you do want access to exclusive emojis like the likes that Katie Dixon is using in the chat throughout, where we have had a George crying emoji at one stage in there as well, be sure to hit that join button for the channel membership, as it is hugely appreciated and it helps support the channel as well. We have got Sasuthu, we need from South Africa. It would be funny and nice to see a Scorsa guy here as well, says Achilles. And also we have got there is only one commentator in my box, and that's Hamish as well, says David Russell. And the thing that I find absolutely awesome is the fact you guys keep on coming back to the channel like every single week, and it just is absolutely awesome because we've got so many regular faces in the chat who always turn up for these live streams, and it's just absolutely awesome to see all of you guys here week after week, day after day. We're going to be back tomorrow with the match between the All Blacks and the Wallabies, and also we may even be covering a bit of the top 14 with the likes of Toulouse taking on La Rochelle. That will be a good game, and that reminds myself, I have just remembered there is a game taking place for the top 14 very soon on Sky New Zealand. It is going to be the game with Nadi Lamape. I want to see how he goes in his first run round for it will be Stade de Francais. Will be an exciting game. I better work out what channel it's going to be on as well. I have no idea at this stage, and we have got Love It How Descriptive. The SE Horsa commentators like calling Stephen Kitsoff the spicy plum or tomato as well, says Shanae. We have got there, you know what, these emojis, says Katie Dixon, with the ones that she has put in the chat as well. And we have got Sisitu, maybe you start it as well, says Achilles, and also in the chat. Tell you what, we have got a lot of people who are here. What time is the ABs playing the Aussies? Are you going to do it for us, Hamish? Says Marcel. I am indeed. So the game is going to be kicking off depending on what country you're in. I will list about 5 different options for you guys. So in South Africa, the first one that I will list is going to be 8 a.m. that the game is going to be taking place, 6 p.m. New Zealand time, 6 p.m. New Zealand time, 4 p.m. Australian time, or in Perth, it is a 2 p.m. kickoff. And then also in the UK, you are somewhere around that South African time of maybe 7 in the morning, I think, if I'm not wrong. So it's a little bit of an earlier one for you guys in the UK and South Africa, but trust me, it will be worth it. It will be a good match. We are going to be bringing out the tuxedo for it as well for that matchup, because it is going to be a very exciting one indeed. But we will look at the poll as well and see exactly what we are sitting on in terms of who is going to be leading in terms of that poll. I did put it up, and anyone who hasn't already, be sure to leave a like, subscribe to the channel if you are new as well. Go Griquas, says Colin as well. And also we have got there, really, I've got no access to other comments as well, says Sethu. And also we have got there, this would be the debut of the French top 14 on the channel, wouldn't it? Says Sebastian. It would indeed. We did actually cover the game between Toulouse and La Rochelle for the Champions Cup final, but we have never done a top 14 game. So it's going to be a pretty awesome experience. And that is why I'm probably going to do a tester live stream on the secondary channel, just to make sure that it doesn't get copyright strike, because that would be a big shame. But 63% of you have said that the game is going to go the way of the Sharks, currently sitting 17 points to 9 at halftime. No tries for the Griquas as of yet. The Sharks have been able to score twice. Marius Slow, and also the other try was scored by Kieran Funferen with the rolling maul. They love it, the Sharks, and they will be using it in the second half if they do get the chance. I will show the benches for you guys as well, so you know exactly who is going to be coming off the bench. And I have to say, looking at the bench, it is going to be in that situation. You can't see the man in number 22 jersey or the man in number 23 jersey for either side, but I will quickly let you know exactly who that is. So number 22 for the Sharks is going to be Jeremy Ward, 23 Anthony Volmeek. Then for the Griquas, it is going to be Tinis de Beer and also Ederiz Arenza for the Griquas. But everyone else, they've got some good players, the Sharks, but also the Griquas as well. We have got to the Rugby Championship equals the suit as well, says Sebastian. It does indeed. And also because of the fact that it is Father's Day, going to be bringing out a little special thing for a little bit of that as well. But I am just checking to see that Stade de France and also Racing 92 is going to be kicking off on Sky Sport 2 here in New Zealand in only about 15 minutes time. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a little bit of a combined one, see how it goes. We have got, thanks Hamish, good luck to NZ. We'll be waiting for your commentating, thanks, as well, says Marcel. So it is awesome to hear that, mate, and I look forward to seeing you there as well. Anyone who is just tuning in, at the moment the score is 17 to the Sharks, 9 for the Griquas. So they need to make sure that they can somehow make their way into that final position. But the Griquas, they're going to need a try, and they're going to need it soon, that is for sure. They were close. They had a beautiful setup try when they were able to get that rolling maul, or sorry, the cross kick going. A little bit of a grubber in behind, and it was absolutely masterclass from, it was Franke going out to Ashton Davids, but there was a knock on, so it went back. So unfortunately that meant that did get cancelled. Kyle has said Sharks as well in the chat for who he is going for. And tell you what, we will ask the question again. I love asking this question. Who do you guys think is going to score the first try of the second half? The player, the exact player that you think it will be. I'm going to say one from each team, because I am going to get a little bit cheeky in that regard. I'm going to say it's either going to be Gideon van der Merwe for the Griquas, or it is going to be, I'm going to say it's going to be Thika Abrahams for the Sharks. Sharks going to open up in the second half now. That is true, because of the fact that they are definitely a side that finish match as well. That is for sure. So they have to be very careful here, the Griquas, not to have it run away from them in this match. Just for anyone who is interested in a little bit of the top 14 as well, while we have still got a little bit more of a stoppage at halftime, the games that have taken place so far, I feel like I'll pronounce these names wrong, but it is going to be Biarritz were able to beat Bordeaux in the opening game of the competition, 27 points to 15. Then it was Brive who were able to beat Perpignan, 36 points to 15. Castres was able to win 16 points to Pau, who were on 12. And Stade de France is going to be kicking off in only 15 minutes time up against Racing 92. I'm going to be following that game as well. I'm not sure whether we'll get a live stream out, because I haven't actually made a thumbnail or anything, but we will just be doing a test perhaps on the Kiwi Lad Sport channel for that one. And now Griquas is going to open up the gates of Guy Sensei and blitz the Sharks. A Naruto fan will know as well, says Achilles, and Griquas from Kyle in the chat. Griquas the hooker as well. So that would be in this one. Yanko, I don't actually know how to say that. It is UYS. Is it Uis? Uis. I'm not sure how to pronounce it, and I feel like that was just me making random noises. Uis. Is it Uis or something along those lines? Or yeah, I'm trying to think of how to move my mouse. Ace. Not sure. You guys might have to help me out there. You guys who do know a little bit of the pronunciations, you know, the French names. Apart from Brave, it's more like Brave. I feel like I said that one badly. So it's more brave. It almost sounds like I'm talking Scottish. Saying brave, I'm Braveheart. There was a bit of tongue roll going on. I don't know. Do Scottish people roll their tongues? I just went, but I'm not too sure. But at this stage, they are showing the team huddles. They are ready to go for the second half between these two very dangerous sides when they get a little bit of space opening up. And that is something that I think we will get to see a little bit more of in the second half. Achilles, I think you are still dreaming, not going to happen as well, says Marcel, and pronounce it like ace as well. Oh, okay. So that was nowhere near my pronunciations, the Vale has said. So it's ace, or is it AC? I assume it's ace. Ace, that actually makes sense. Now that I look at it, thank you very much for that pronunciation. I will be sure to get those names right in that situation. And we have got there. Hamish, I know you can learn to say Griquas during the match. Mute the channel and listen how they pronounce the Griquas as well. They don't seem to want to say it at the stage. And we also got you sounding like groundskeeper Willie as well, says Steve Smith. Maybe, who knows, if Simpsons is still going, isn't it? Maybe I could apply to be a groundskeeper Willie on a future season. Would be a little bit of commentary work, I guess you could say. But Budelezi once again going to be taking this one for the Sharks inside of the 22. And they will be hoping to start this one early. And it's going to be a penalty to Griquas. And that is not what they would have been wanting. Yep, you got it as well, says the Vale. And also Shark will do it. Shark will do Griquas. We will need the Currie Cup of Live after this as well. And in the chat we have got Marcel. I'm always right, says Achilles. At this stage now, they are going to be taking on the kick at goal, are they? I believe, and Budelezi is not too happy at the moment, but they are going to be taking on the three-pointer early on in the second half to see whether or not they can try and build that little bit of momentum early on, get those points on the board, and also will cut it down to less than a 7-point deficit if Whitehead can nail this one. But Budelezi was not happy at the moment. I believe it was the clean out that just didn't quite get there quick enough, I should say. But 25 meters out on the angle here for George Whitehead. He is the top point scorer in the Currie Cup so far this season, and if he gets through to the final, he'll have a better chance of being able to extend it a little bit more. 75% only missed his first kick. It's actually 37 meters out. I really underestimated the angle of this kick. Whitehead will be able to put it straight down the middle here to get them just that little bit further back into the match with only the 6 points difference. If he can get this one, Whitehead struck it nicely straight down the middle, and now the score is going to be 17 to the Sharks and 12 to the Griquas. Groundskeeper Willie is a hell of a shout, mate, as well, says the boy. And also we have got there, Griquas going to hit Sharks so hard that they will be confused. Are they a shark or a shrimp? As well, says Achilles. I mean, it's possible, because Griqua is kind of like a goat/deer type arrangement, isn't it? If I'm not wrong, the animal. I've noticed that all of the teams in South Africa are actually named after animals other than the Western Province. Fun fact. I guess it depends if you look at it as a fun fact or just a very obvious statement that you guys probably already know, but that's going to be a kick downfield from Whitehead. Someone trying to slide into him there. Not quite able to get that kick into the half now. Kerwin Bosch gives it to Budelezi, going to be driving forward at the line. Our first try scorer for myself. I said that it was going to be Thika Abrahams. Now it looks like they are going to be going out to his wing. No, they're going to Yapinka's side. And it's going to be Werner Koch now driving forward, 35 out now. Nahamba passes back, Quincy Morna out on the field as well. First replacement made by the Sharks, and it's a penalty for the player not rolling away. It was Steenkamp who got stuck there. So now I would think that the Sharks are going to be putting possibly the opportunity for the 3 points. Once again, we haven't got the Achilles today. You're wrong. Hamish also knows that the Sharks will win this game, and then we are coming for you. Hope your horns are sharp because we're going to break them as well, says Marcel. So there's fighting words in the chat at the moment, and this half is going to be good luck, pal, as well, says Danielle. And also we have got there take the points as well from Jerome, and also Marcel. Never, if the Sharks play the Bulls, that's where the Sharks are going to get crushed. Andre, not a chance. Sharks stand no chance as well. Or Hendry, sorry. And at this stage, there are fighting words from Achilles in the chat. And at this stage, it is going to be another kick at the post for Kerwin Bosch, currently sitting free from 3. 42 meters out for this kick here, 43 minutes into this game as well. So he has still got plenty of time left in this first half. Sharks going to be tuna after this game as well. We have got from Jerome. Kerwin Bosch here once again lining this one up, taking his time, making sure he can get this one straight down the middle and open up another opportunity to extend that to outside of 7 straight down the middle. So now it goes back to 9. We're just playing a bit of table tennis at the moment between these two sides in terms of the points that they are getting, but 43 and a half minutes through this match, and it is currently sitting 17 for the Sharks and 12 for the Griquas, whose name I probably still say wrong, but I have actually got the option of watching a replay of these two games after them. So I think that will be the case that I do go with, but they are just showing the starting lineup and reserves at this stage in terms of who is out on the field. So they haven't actually made too many changes in the fullback here, the Griquas. It is exactly the same as it was in the first half, and I believe it is the same in the second as well, or in terms of the backs, I should say, with Frankie and also Hollis. Very big midfield combo for them in that situation. But now, talking of big, it is going to be once again LaRue Roots, but he has dropped the ball and it's gone backwards, I believe they are saying, and he is not happy at the moment. It's going to be a penalty here. It's a double blow of the whistle as well. Uh-oh. Okay, I think this is going to be an interesting situation because it was the player, Ace, who was absolutely exploding, saying that it should have been a penalty. And at this stage, I believe, did he have a decent point? I thought it was a knock-on originally, but we will have to wait and see. Griquas are people of a mixed race culture in South Africa. The antelope is on the emblem is called the Oix as well. And I don't need, I want to spell your name probably because oh, geez, this is going badly. The chat at the moment, we've got the George emojis in the cat from Katie Dixon, and Steve Smith has also said still all to play for, makes for a good final. So says Steve Smith. Yeah, I think the later this game goes in terms of how close it is, the absolute better that it will be in terms of the excitement factor, the edge of the seat factor as well. But they are just checking to see whether or not he did drop this ball or whether it was stripped, they are saying, maybe by Gideon van der Merwe. He was able to rip it away. Then from there, it's going to be interesting. I would have thought it would have been a knock-on in that situation, but it is going to be claimed now by the Sharks. An awkward bouncing ball for Nohamba, who's been able to clean it up nicely. Pinke there. Now are going to be driving for currently 35 out here. And it is going to be going back once again. Nohamba gives it now to Henkoff Fenta. Hasn't had too many carries in this first half, but is definitely a danger when he does get his hands on the ball. LaRue Roots just sitting the ball up again. He has done that about 15 times throughout this match so far. Budulazy fires it back. Cronje now. Bit of rush defense, and he's just kind of thrown the ball into the hands of Whitehead. That was an interesting one, and now it's going to be sitting up for Unkura almost, but it's going to be taken by Yapinka. It's a knock-on, and now because of it, it's a double knock-on. Or is it? No, they are going to be continuing. Steenkamp. Or it was Gideon van der Merwe who was able to get this one, and now the Griquas is going to have this ball. Only 30 metres out, wide ball. Out into the hands of Ashton Davids. Hollis trying to drive forward, just running along with Thicke Abrahams attached to his legs. Once again, now the Griquas, Ashton Davids. Oh, it's a big hit from Buthelezi. Trying to bring that physicality, kicking behind from Unkura, going for the corner. And it is going to be bouncing, and it's only going to be less than a metre short of the corner flag here. Just tuned in how the Griquas doing as well. Shadow, they haven't been able to score any tries yet, but they are still in this match. They are still playing pretty well overall, and they've just taken a big opportunity to kick this one for the corner from Unkura. It was picture perfect in terms of the accuracy, only sitting about this far away from the corner flag, and now the Sharks have got a very important line out to win, and they have almost just won it there. And it was Grobler who was able to do so. So now they will be kicking it, but the territory game, once again, is going to be going in the favour of the Griquas if they decide to clear this one. Nohamba now going to be passing it back. Or is he? Yes, he is. Does go back into the hands of Cronje, looking for the touchline. Normally very good with the touch pointer, and that one has gone out. Going to be taken quickly by Cater, and now they're going to be driving for once again. It's going to be Ashton Davids. Passes it across field to the man on the number 14 jersey. I keep on forgetting his name, but it is Daniel Kasinde, I believe is the pronunciation there. But now around the side, Keita once again trying to get involved in the breakdown. Unkura passes it back. Whitehead now looking for a bit of space. A little bit of a juggle there from Ace, but he has been able to take it nicely. Pinke with the tackle on him. And at this stage, the Griquas putting together some very good phases. This is probably the most phases they have had throughout the match. And it's going to be Smith, who is still trying to make the meters round the side here for Molly. Trying to get closer and closer, going short side. Quick hands now, opening up the opportunity. The number 7 driving high. He's going to score the try. As he knows he's an inch short of the line here. And it does mean that now the Sharks, if they won the penalty, no, they are literally inches from the line here. For the Griquas, and Kura asking for the advantage, and he gets it as well. So now they can just use the big forwards. The ball's on the line. Who was it? It was Smith who was able to get it, I believe. And that is the try, the first try of the second half, and it goes the way of the Griquas. So whoever asked that question, it was in the end the Shadow. how the Griquas doing. They are doing a lot better now. Andre Smith able to score his first Carling Currie Cup try, and they are back in this match, ladies and gentlemen. We have got there good. We didn't need we already home safe as well, says Achilles, but this was just a good run there from the man in the number 7 jersey, Hanrel Sergil, sorry. I said earlier on that maybe he didn't quite have the size of some of those other big loose forwards out on the field, but he certainly ran like one there, knocking on the old flash score. Would prefer just a simple white ball myself as well, says Steve Smith. Yeah, they seem to be a little bit off in terms of their timing. Although, luckily, they haven't gone and given points to other players who didn't have it. But I think for the game tomorrow between the All Blacks and the Wallabies, we are just going to be going with the stock standard scoreboard down the bottom. And perhaps I want to incorporate a timer, but I have asked about it on the editing or the live streaming software that I do use. And they pretty much said that they're looking into it, but they're probably not going to do it for us, unfortunately. But I am looking at other options to maybe have an iPad or something sitting here or something on the screen so you guys can see the score or the time in the game as well, I should say. And we have got there in the chat, we have got the 10s and the tries as well from Katie Dixon. And here comes the Griquas from Achilles. And I want the Griquas to win. I want it now, says Sethu. And at this stage now, they have been able to close that gap down to only 3 points difference, because now it is 17 points to the Griquas and 20 in the end for the Sharks. But nice run there from that man in the number 7 jersey. Then from there, just driving forward. In the end, Andre Smith, the man who was able to get over the line, runs around on the pitch, banging a stock pot with a hammer and screaming as well, says Katie Dixon. And also, we have got going to be so hilarious when Sharks lose and all of his Sharks supporters go quiet and full of excuses, says Achilles and Katie. Bulls or Sharks, says Marcel. Now it hasn't been claimed, and now all of a sudden it's an opportunity for the Sharks, but it has gone into touch. So now it is going to be the line out for the Griquas here, player down. I believe it is, it's a name that's hard to say. It is, it's Mox Molly, but I can't do that little bit of that click that goes with that name, unfortunately. I wish that I could pronounce it. It would be pretty awesome if I was able to do so, but now it is going to be the Griquas who will have the scrum. Actually, it's going to be a Shark scrum here by the looks of it. So it was a knock on from the Griquas originally. We have got there Katie supports the Bulls as well. And why are the Bulls supporters so mean and defensive? We are all Springboks at heart. As I says Danielle, yeah, the rivalry seems to come out in these later games, definitely when it is the semi-final of a Currie Cup game. The final is going to probably be even more split down the middle in terms of who people are going for. And also we have got there, Sharks will win this game as well, says good. And also we have got there in the chat, the Bulls from Jan Fenter. But handling errors 7 against the Griquas so far. So there've been about 7 penalties against both sides. 7 handling errors from the Griquas and also 5 from the Sharks. So just a few too many drop balls and knock-ons that we have seen so far. But the Sharks are in a very good attacking position. If they can get the scrum right, Nohamba's going to be feeding it in. And it will be hooked by Kieran van Veren. If he can get it right here, he will be open to. It's going to be a scrum reset, though. That is one thing we've seen quite a few of in this match. They've got a new front row here. Quincy Morna has joined van Veren, and also it is a man in the number 18 jersey, Jarno Borta. Oh, no, sorry, that is the wrong side. Lawrence Arensa, I believe is the pronunciation, maybe. Not here for any team, just here for the rugby. I love C.C. Smith. Exactly right, mate. We love watching a bit of the Currie Cup. Also, all of the rugby that we are getting to see, including the game that is going to be kicking off extremely soon for Stade Francais, taking on Racing 92. I'm going to have it on the screen, and I'm going to be watching this game on this one as well. They have got a horse with a man on 2 horses carrying the ball there. What is going on in France? But now, at this stage, it is going to be 20 metres out. It's a good push from the Sharks, and they're going to have the penalty advantage. Nohamba sniping around the side, gives it now to Marius Locronia. Fires the wide ball. They've got the men on the outside here. Pinke has got this one, cutting back on the inside. Great low tackle there from Gideon Van der Merwe to slow him down, but they have still got the advantage here. The Sharks going to be Werner Koch passing it across field to Kieran van Veren. And at this stage here, the Sharks are smelling blood. It's going to be around the side. Dylan Richardson, they've got the advantage still here. Quincy Morna just running way past the ruck there with one of the players. Oh, it's a big hit on Hingo Fenter by the defense of the Griquas. It was the try scorer. By the looks of it, they have been told to use it once again. 15 metres out, it's just a big forward. You can hear the slapping of the contact between them. And now it is going to be the penalty for the Sharks. Right, do they take the 3-pointer here? They're straight out in front. Come on, Griquas intercept try as well, says Steve Smith. And also we have got in their refs all under the Nigel Owens cow curse. So everyone can relax as well, says Casper. And also we have got there, sorry, that was from Katie. And also Sharks will be on fire second half. And that is a player down. It is, oh no, it's that number 7. I've jinxed him. I said that maybe he wasn't as big as some of those other loose forwards. And I think he got absolutely whacked by one there. And Hanrel Sergil has stayed down for a little bit longer here. They're just showing the Racing 92 and also Stade de Francais making their way out onto the field. I'm hyped for that game. Meanwhile, in France, a couple of horses, says Sebastian, it is indeed. And also we have got there in the chat, Province did play okay rugby, but beat themselves this season as well, says Jerome. Yeah, unfortunately, just a few too many penalties were given away in that final game up against the Bulls when they did have the opportunity. But hopefully we will get to see them go well. It was the big tackle there on Henko Fenta in the end by this try scorer, which was Smith in this situation, and it's pronounced Ace. Sorry, I think I ended up saying it a little bit too quickly, and when I get excited, I end up saying it wrong, but Ace is the pronunciation. I will try my best to make sure that I do get that one right, but at this stage, he is getting a little bit of morphine by the looks of it. So I think, oh no, it's oxygen. This is not looking too good for the man in the number 7 jersey, Sergio, and that is not what you want to see. You don't want to see a player receiving oxygen. I'm not sure what happened to him in this situation, but he is still down, and I believe it is something to do with the elbow, so I'm hoping it is just oxygen because of the fact that he is in a lot of pain with that side and can't really breathe properly, but you don't want to see an injury like that. He is still down, and I believe it may even be going for the stretcher depending on how it goes, because he didn't look like he was going to be moving anytime soon in this situation. They are going to bring on the stretcher. They are showing Gail Fiku in the Racing 92. I'm excited for this game as well as this game. And while we've got a stoppage in this game, going to get a chance to watch this one as well. Ladi Lamape on the screen. I'm excited for that. But yeah, he's got the magic green whistle that we see on like the likes of Bondi Rescue in Australia. So it is pretty much the laughing gas, I guess you could call it. Try and give him less pain. I'm not sure how it happened, but it looks like he is in a lot of pain at the moment, which is why he is getting that magic whistle to make a bit of the pain go away. But the Stade de France versus it will be, or Stade de Francais, sorry, versus Racing 92 has got underway for the top 14 as well. He is going to be taken off the field, but we are currently sitting 52 minutes into this game, sorry, I should say. But at this stage, they are just showing the Sharks with the rolling maul. They have been able to get 2 tries in this one. Hamish, what is your prediction for the final, says Marcel? I think whatever happens, it is going to be a close game as well. I've said it about the Currie Cup many times. These games all have the potential to be very, very close. And they're either a close game or a runaway. And I don't see the final being a runaway in this regard. I think it is going to be a very good game to watch. And it hopefully will be a very close one as well. I just showing here the man who is getting stretched off the field. He's had a good game so far. He's been busy in this match. So hopefully he will be all right. I don't think he will be back for the final if they do make it through, though, in this situation, sadly, because of that injury. But they are just showing the try of Andre Smith as well. At this stage, he is still getting carted off the field. He is back to his feet as well, though, which is good to see. It is an elbow injury. I think he may have dislocated his arm or something along those lines, or maybe even broken it, which could be even worse. He could be, yeah, they've got it in the strapping at the moment, in the cardboard, in the frame. So Sergio's going to be going off the field, and Momsen is going to be making his way out there. I feel so bad because I did say earlier on that maybe because of the fact that he was a little bit smaller, it was going to be a tough day at the office. Hopefully he has a speedy recovery, but only 3 points difference in this one at this stage, and we are going to be in this situation of a scrum now. Or is it a penalty? It is going to be a penalty, I believe, to Kerwin Bosch here. So he is going to be kicking for the corner, though, so they are still playing aggressively. Gideon has said, very good commentary. Thanks, mate. As well says Gideon, thank you very much, mate. Do appreciate that. And if you are new to the channel, be sure to hit that subscribe button. We are going to be covering the final of the Currie Cup next week. Also, some of the top 14, the Rugby Championship, the Springboks games. We're going to be covering them all on this channel. The United Rugby Championship as well, where we're going to get to see the Sharks, the Stormers, and also the Western Province. Or sorry, the Stormers, the Lions. And also, there's going to be another try here for Kieran Van Vuuren. We will have to interrupt that statement from myself because that is another try for the man in the number 2 jersey for the Sharks. But the player who did go down, it was the number 7 for the Griquas, Hanru Sergio, who is off the field, and he ended up getting the whole arm pretty much held in place with a bit of the kind of frame that they have when you do have a break or a dislocation. So it is very bad news for the Griquas because he was playing well, but Kieran Van Vuuren has just made it that little bit worse because he has been able to score the try for the Sharks. Once again, the rolling maul. Very good from the Sharks. They're just working their way forward. When you've got Buthelezi, you've got LaRue Roots, and also Dylan Richardson in front of you, how do you stop that? It's very tough to do. And the Griquas, unfortunately, now have had twice that they haven't quite been able to. We have got there in the chat as well. I know says Achilles, and also the clapping from Russell Dodd. But at the stage, Kerwin Bosch currently sitting 4 from 4 in this match so far, doing a very good job with the 100%, 2 conversions, 2 penalties. And now, still the big question of when are they going to be going to the subs bench We will have to wait and see. We have already seen Quincy Mona and also the number 18 have already made their way out there. I don't think they'll be taking Kieran Van Ferren off the field anytime soon, but we have also seen Arenza has made his way out there for the Sharks. And then also Momsen, it was a forced replacement due to the injury of that man in the number 7 jersey, which was Hanru Sergio. Hasn't struck that one though. Kerwin Bosch, it's actually curled away the first time he has missed today, which does now mean that the score will remain at 25 to the Sharks, 17 to the Griquas. Could be possibly that little bit of luck that the Griquas need with the fact that one hasn't gone over, but they are still going to need to score and find some other way of getting some of those points as well. We have also got hats off to you about it. Kiwi commentating on South Africa Rugby. You have Goons Brad, sorry. Oh, sorry, you have Goons Bud. Hats off as well, says the Vale. Thank you very much, mate. I absolutely love me some South African rugby. Currently, it is sitting 4:20 a.m. here in New Zealand, but I was not missing this game for any reason whatsoever. I wanted to make sure that I was going to be following it. So if you are new to the channel, be sure to hit that subscribe button because we are going to be covering the final as well alongside all of the Northern Hemisphere rugby that has taken place, including the United Rugby Championship. Now getting his first carry there, I should say, Momsen. Now it's going to be a wide cutout pass. It's been dropped there by Steenkamp, though, putting the ball down. Not what the Griquas needed in that situation. Werner Cox going, can I please have the ball? Cheers, mate. And they are going to be going now for the scrum once again. And you can see that the coach of the Griquas, he is looking a bit disappointed at this stage. He needs his side to put it together for the last 25 minutes of this game. And we have got, I know what I want to hear from Steve Smith. And also we have got, don't put Griquas one side because they're trying as well, says Jan Fenton. And also Griquas, you can do this, says Katie Dixon. Don't worry, Griquas supporters, they can hit you hard. And also we have got there into the chat. This is why they're called the Sharks. They score tries seconds after an opponent lays on the field in agony as well. And tell you what, at the moment, Racing 92 are pouring on the pressure in the game at the top 14. I'm watching it kind of co with this one, and they are only 10 meters out at the moment, trying to make their way forward. Little knock on, though. I jinxed them big time. I am sorry. Racing 92, but now 25 minutes left in this game. 25 points to the Sharks, 17 to the Griquas. 2 tries for Kieran Van Ferren, also a try for Marius Lowe. Then it was Andre Smith who was able to score the lone try of the match for the Griquas so far, but it's going to be another scrum reset. Once got there, the Griquas idiot who left the ball let the ball through his hands from kickoff. All his fault as well, says Live Starts. And the problem there is I think it was actually their captain, Steenkamp, which is not what you want to see from your captain. In an important moment like this, you need to make sure that you're not having any handling errors, not giving away any penalties, because if the Sharks get another opportunity for a penalty, I think they might take on the 3 points or maybe kick it for the corner. Actually, I'm saying they're kicking it for the corner because the rolling maul has been phenomenal so far, but we can see there at the back, it is actually Cameron Wright has made his way out there for the Sharks, so a few more changes have been made. It's going to be a front gear once again with the carry. Cameron Wright there trying to go. It was Marius Lowe going for a bit of a counter ruck there, but now it's going to be Momsen once again getting another carry. Unkura passes it back to Arno Smith. Has had a good game so far, has had the lone try, and that's going to be a big hit from Werner Koch, defending nicely for the Griquas at the moment. They're going to have to try and pierce the gap soon, but they're just getting driven backwards. It's going to be Momsen once again. Krobler trying to get out from underneath. He's done well there to be able to do so. Low pass. Whitehead now gives it out to Cater, driving through the middle there. Good run up the middle there for Cater. I just repeated myself twice there. Unkura once again goes back into the hands of Smith. 7 phases about to hit for this side. In the blue and the white, it's a drop ball, though. Unfortunately, once again, they are becoming their own worst enemy, and now it's going to be Thaka Abrahams down the wing, and he can definitely be an enemy to any side when he starts getting going. But it was a great low tackle on him by Ashton Davids. Going back, Cameron White gives it now to Cronje, fires it out the back. Going to be Marius Lowe with a nice step on the inside, piercing the line once again, breaking it nicely. Offloads to Cameron Wright as he got the pace. He's going to be stepping around Ashton Davids, but he wasn't quite able to link up with another pass. But now Quincy Mona plays halfback. It's going to be an awkward one. And I believe it is not the pass that they would have been after in that situation. And now Henko Fenta has been able to claim it there. They lost about 15 metres, but it was a little knock on from the Sharks, and now it is going to be their Griquas scrum. We have also got there left only some minutes, and Griquas were hit again. My poor nerves as well, Sisethu, sorry. And also we have got in the chat from Jan Fenton, you got this, says Achilles, and also we have got there Hamish, where is your drink, man? You deserve a big one, says Marcel. Believe it or not, when I talk this fast, if I had any alcohol involved, the words would just not come out as smoothly as they do. Even, like, I think it's the combination of saying South African names as well. That alcohol would not mix well with it, I don't think, but we'll certainly be having a big drink of water after this one. And seeing as it is 4:20 a.m. here in New Zealand, I think after this live stream might be bedtime, perhaps, although I do have a little bit of preparation to do for our live stream tomorrow that we are going to be doing for the match between the All Blacks and the Wallabies. It's going to be kicking off at 8 a.m. South African time, 6 p.m. New Zealand time, 4 p.m. Australian time. And now there's going to be Orangi making his way out onto the field for Ankura. So he's going to get an opportunity for the last 22 minutes of this game to see if he can make that impact. But yeah, this stage, there's a lot of rugby coming up. Also, Toulouse versus La Rochelle is another game that we will be covering on the channel. So like I mentioned, if you are new, be sure to hit that subscribe button. Also, be sure to vote in that poll if you haven't already with who you think is going to be winning. And now Thika Abraham's just getting the replacement jersey now. He has been a little bit quiet in this match so far, I'll be honest. We haven't seen too much of him, but that is because they have been going to Yapinke's wing. And when they haven't been going out to Yapinke's wing, Yapinke's been on Thika Abraham's wing. He's going to be everywhere, Yapinke, at this stage. It's going to be a scrum feed. The referee just needs a quick drink, which is fair enough because they've been running around all over the place in this match so far. There's a man with the hands on the hips, I believe it is Keita there, who looks like he is looking a little bit worse for wear. They have got a replacement option in Arenza, and it looks like he is going off the field. Hip injury could be the case here at this stage. The Griquas, if they can win this match, they are going to be missing a few of their big players going into that last game up against the Bulls, because that didn't look too flash. It's going to be the number 20. Hang on. The number 25. Okay, it is going to be Arenza. That is good news, because I thought for a second when I saw 25 that maybe I had the wrong name down, but it is Arenza who is going to be making his way out there. Hamish doesn't consume liquids or nutrition. He just plugs himself in the wall like a Roomba as well, says Katie Dixon. And also we have got there in the chat Rugby Cyborg as well, says Katie Dixon. And also we have got, you could be glad the All Blacks and Box are such good friends, Lowell, as well, says the Vale. I absolutely love the idea of that 100th test match between the All Blacks and the Springboks because of the fact that mutual respect, I feel, is still there. Of course, the media have been trying to push it out that maybe we're not so friendly, but I absolutely love South African rugby, and I know a lot of people from New Zealand do as well, and that's why this 100th match is going to be absolutely awesome. That's going to be a penalty for the Sharks at scrum time, which is very nice news for them as well. And we have also got there, my friend, I hope your family is getting sleep while you're commentating as well, says Gideon. Luckily for me, I wasn't allowed to have this set up in my room, and the reason for that is because my room is right next to my parents' room. So they were like, if you kind of do the live streams in the middle of the night, it is better if you do it from out in the lounge, because we've kind of got a long L-shaped hallway kind of around this. I guess you could say I'm on one side of the house, they're on the other. So there's a few walls breaking us up. But yeah, normally I don't wake them up too much. Rather than me, it is normally the cat who does end up waking them up instead. And it is Oranja as well, says Brian. Thank you very much. What did I say? Orangi or something along those lines, which is a little bit rough. But now Kerwin Bosch going to be taking on the three-pointer, deciding to take on the kick. 80% so far, 35 meters out. He is going to have an opportunity here. Have you been to South Africa before as well, says Desiree or Desire? Hopefully I've said one of those two correctly, but I have not, but I very much want to. I'd absolutely love to be able to go to one of those games for the Currie Cup, or even maybe a Springboks test match and be in the stands with you guys from South Africa. Would be absolutely awesome indeed. And yeah, hopefully can happen one day. And we have got, come on, Griquas. If you can't go around them, kick them in the bollocks as well, says Sebastian. Oh, Kerwin Bosch has taken too long for the penalty. That is huge. That is a massive moment in this game, because that means that the ball is now going to be available for the Griquas. I haven't seen that one in the Currie Cup so far in the games that I've been watching. Does now mean that the Griquas will have the scrum feed. What a massive moment in this game, because Kerwin Bosch, they are just explaining the rule at the moment. He's got 60 seconds to take that kick, and he hadn't taken it by the 60. So instead, it does now mean that it is going to be, unfortunately for him. Oh, okay. I tell you what, it's a buzzer beater, and the kick went over as well. They were shown there, and the zero just hit before he took that kick. Game of millimeters or milliseconds there in that situation. We have got there. Have you been to South Africa before? With all the riots and stuff as well, says live starts. Although I assume by the time that the borders open up and everything, hopefully those are well and truly done with, and we can be back to all being a bit friendly. And we always got there. That's first for me. Never seen that before. As well, says Katie Dixon. I think it makes it even worse that it was right at the last minute, like he was running in to take the kick as it was 1 second left. And now it is in that situation of unfortunately ending up being the way of the Griquas, which is good news for them, of course. And there is a player down in the Racing 92 and Stade Francais game at the moment. We have got to make sure it's in Durban or Ellis Park, says it Desire. So those are two very good options as well. And we've got, I think, Desire is dancing you, mate. I think that was an invite towards you to visit South Africa as well. I'm keen. As soon as the borders open up, it would be absolutely awesome to head over to South Africa, watch some rugby. Even if it is grassroots stuff, I just absolutely love it to kind of see where some of these players end up playing their provincial stuff to then move on to play for the Springboks. It's absolutely awesome. Now, it is going to be going to the short side. Once again, it is going to be, it was Oranja, I believe. I am actually going to write that down so that I can pronounce it correctly each time that he touches the ball, because I think he is going to have it a little bit throughout the later stages of this game. It's going to be a contest in the air, going to be a knock-on, though, unfortunately, from Hollis. And now it is going to be going back for the scrum feed for the Sharks here. It's going to be a close finish in this match. I just have a little bit of a feeling that that could be the case. We have us got there into the chat. What an absolute, might as well go to the talent before taking the kick. Or go to the toilet before taking the kick. I think it's fair as well, says Sebastian. Yeah, just took that little bit too long, unfortunately, in that situation. Closest thing to daylight Hamish sees is when he flicks the light switch at 2 a.m, burning his retinas, live streaming these matches for us as well. And yeah, that's the thing. Like the sun, I think it was out today, and I don't even know. I think I saw it this morning, like looking outside, it was 4:30. It's still dark at this stage, but last time when I did my live stream at 5 a.m, we finished at about 7 or so, and the sun was up at that stage, and I ended up going to bed, waking up a little bit earlier on in the day, and then from there did another live stream of our rugby challenge, Wallabies versus All Blacks, for a couple of hours, then moved straight into this one, getting prepared for it, and we're going to be back tomorrow as well with the All Blacks, or today, I guess I should say, with the All Blacks taking on the Wallabies, and also a couple of the French top 14 games perhaps could be the option as well. But I absolutely love doing it. Sleep deprivation probably will kick in at some stage, but at this stage, I've just been absolutely loving it, and I love that hit that Nani Lamape just had in the the Stade de Francais game that is taking place as well. But it's going to be a penalty, is it? No, it is going to be, yes, it is a penalty. Illegal binding in the front row up against the Griquas, or up against the Sharks, sorry. So now 17 minutes left in this one. Nice try time as well, says Casper, although I haven't quite seen it yet. But if there is a try coming up, I haven't been able to quite see it. But if it was the case, it would be a very good one, I assume, because we are sitting around the halfway line at the moment. We also got there, he lost the daylight ring as well, says Achilles. And also we have got Hamish, you still going to relax a bit after all the commentating, says Marcel. I think I'll probably end up having a wee snack before bed, and then I'll end up going to sleep and then waking back up and getting ready for the All Blacks versus Wallabies game tomorrow, and then probably going to sleep after that one, waking back up at around 6 a.m. to then do the game between Toulouse and La Rochelle, or maybe the game before that as well at 3 a.m. That's going to be now a penalty to the Sharks. Cameron Wright very happy with it. One of the forwards wanted to get that ball, and he was like, nah, mate, not having it, not taking the quick tap here. We are kicking possibly for the corner, or they will go for the 7 points by going for the corner. I think I said that twice there. Yeah, Kerwin Bosch going to be kicking for the corner here. Doesn't want to run out of time. Once again, we have got there. Don't get that fair skin if it's not true as well, says Steve Smith. And also we have got, there's more vampires here than you might think as well, says Katie Dixon. And also we have got rumor is that Hamish is a vampire. He can't go out in the sun without his daylight ring. So he uses usually in his room making videos as well. I mean, it's not even that far off the truth in terms of the fact that, like, you would think with the fact that I never go out in the sun, maybe it would be the perfect time to be able to do so. This will be the first Kiwi I actually like. Well done on the commentary, mate, says the Desire. Thank you very much, mate. Hugely appreciated. And I think it is also the fact that no matter what game it is, even if it's the All Blacks playing, I try my best to remain completely impartial, because of the fact that in this situation, you want to hear the best of both sides. And that is what you get, hopefully, on the Kiwi Lads channel that we have been doing. The commentary 10 meters out now, and it's going to be Cameron Wright goes back to the hands of Dylan Richardson, dragged down there. A very nice tackle going short side once again out to the right-hand side. Terrible pass from the number 18 there, unfortunately. And it does now mean that it's a knock-on and the scrum feed for the Griquas. We had a lot of scrums in the second half so far. And I believe it would have been Jano Borta. No, sorry, it would have been Arenza, who did have that one. Hello from Transylvania, by the way, as well, says Sebastian. And also, we have got there, I haven't seen the Griquas playing this terribly in a long time. They've had a few moments, though. They are not out of this game yet. They just need to find themselves one little point, and then they are within the 7. So if they can get a penalty very soon, they might be able to find their way back into this one. Still 15 minutes left. There is plenty of time, but they are going to need to probably win the scrum and then kick this ball into touch would be their best bet. Let's hope Griquas win as well, says Shanae. And also we have got there, takes me back to the Twilight Saga or Underworld as well, says Marcel. And also we have got there, we have got there as well. I feel like I was trying to read everything at the same time there, and my brain wasn't comprehending, but we have got been an original hybrid. Vampire Werewolf is my desire. I think there's a player. Is he going off the field? No, it is all right in that other game. I've noticed that watching two games at once is a lot of fun, but it is also very confusing at times. But the penalty is going to be going the way of, I thought that was Rocky Balboa for a second that they were showing on the screen. Of course, Sylvester Stallone, I should say, but of course he is not in France at the moment that I know of. But instead now we have got the scrum feed once again for the Griquas, currently sitting with only 14.5 minutes left in this game. 8 points is the difference. 3 tries for the Sharks, 2 for Kenan van Veeren and 1 for it was the man in the number... Who scored the other try for the Griquas? I'll have to look at the names because I can't. Marius Slow in the number 12 jersey was the other one. And then also the 1 try for the Griquas so far, and it was scored by a little bit of push and shove out there at the moment. 2 players not too happy. That is for sure. Still push and shove going on. Was the number 18, and he is not happy. He is not a happy chappy at all. But Andre Smith was the try scorer for the Griquas. I'm just listening to the referee as well. He's trying to keep control over this game, but starting to boil over a little bit with the tension. We have got final score Sharks 35 and Griquas 22 for Gert. And come on, Sharks, it's Danielle, and also 7 minutes left to go. Although I believe it is on flash score. They have got the time wrong there. We have currently got 14 minutes left, so double that is what we have got left in this one, which is absolutely awesome. Sebastian would know about vampires being Romanian as well, says Steve Smith. It's just a very good point indeed. And we have got the I already lost Western Province in other semi-final. I can't lose Griquas as well now as well, says Sethu. And also this is a bad score for the Sharks, says Jan Fenter. It won't give them that much confidence unless they score 1 or 2 more tries in the later stages of the second half. I think they'll be a little bit nervous going into that game next week up against the Bulls if they do get the win, because they would have loved to have a runaway up against the Griquas. But of course, the one game that we saw between the Griquas and the Sharks, I believe they've actually had 1-1 in terms of 1 win per team. The last time these two sides played, it was actually a home game for the Sharks, and the Griquas were able to get the win. So it's a big one there. So I don't want that to happen again. But now breaking off the back here, it is going to be the Griquas on the halfway line. It's going to be now Oranga passing it back, or Oranja, sorry. It's going to have this ball deciding to go over to the right-hand side. Once again, the big forwards of the Griquas just trying to find that gap. They've got a couple men down at the moment, but they are going to be going short side. Oh, it's gone through the hands of Stenkamp once again. Not the best pass, though. So it can be let off a little bit in that regard. Pinker now passes it back across field. Going to be now Kerwin Bosch passes out to Marius Lowe. Werner Koch on the outside finds him as well. He's got the man with him instead. Decides to take the contact. Jeremy Ward was there waiting for it. Wasn't quite able to get Cameron right now. Beautiful little offload. The Roots also looking for the offload. Not quite able to find it right. Passes it back now. Goes to Cronje on the outside now. Beautiful link up play. Dylan Richardson getting driven sideways. 40 meters out for the Sharks. Good face play. Once again for them going out to the right-hand side. Not a lot of space down the blind side, but it is a big hit there. Couple kicks in the face for the Griquas player as well, as there's a penalty to the Griquas though. And now it was Gideon Fundermover straight on the ball, and he was able to get himself that penalty for his side. And we also got there a good switch off the time machine as well. And also switch off your time machine, I believe that is from Sesotho. And also we have got Rene has said you'll always be welcome in South Africa as well, with the chicken, the beers, and the emojis as well. I'll tell you what, I am very keen to go to South Africa as soon as physically possible. Hopefully it will be the case at some stage within the next couple of years, maybe. Could be awesome, because I've always loved the idea of going to a match alongside a whole heap of you guys, like in kind of the same area. Like if it was like 20 or so of us all kind of in the same area of the ground, just talking rugby, just loving it as well. And Loftus as well, says Jan, for where the final is going to be at this stage. And why do you, they say 76 minute. Unfortunately, for some reason, they don't really keep track of the time, sadly. So we are currently sitting 68 minutes. So once it hits to 80, I will actually take away their scoreboard and go to my own one so that we know exactly how far through the match we are. Anyone in here can send, or who can send a true original South African biltong? I'm dying for one of those as well, says Sebastian. But now it's going to be in the hands of Franke once again. Going to be an opportunity for the Griquas drive, and 40's through the gap, and it's going to be link-up play. It's taken as well as close to forward pass, but they have still got this one only a few meters out from the line now for the Griquas, bouncing through, and it's going to be a penalty against Marius Slow. It's going to be a double blow of the whistle. He's going to the bin for the last 10 almost. Huge moment in this match now. 69 minutes gone, and Marius Slow, he almost had a yellow card earlier on in the match. He scored himself a try, but now he is going to come out onto the field with only 45 seconds left in this match. and they are down to 14. My eyes have gotten a whole lot wider at the moment because this match is well and truly on. Could go either way. My cat is at the window as well, I believe. There he is. I will try and let him in as well while we are on live stream. See how it goes while we are waiting for George Whitehead, although they are going to take a quick tap. I am sorry, Billy, but you're going to have to wait just a few more seconds, mate, because this could be a try for the Griquas. Going to be Smith now, passes it across field. Get in very close for the Griquas, and they have got the man advantage as well, so there will be a gap somewhere out there for them to be able to try and pierce. It's going to be the Griquas going back now to the hands of their number 5 once again. He's fine. They are saying he's going away. In that situation, the big number 18, Yano Bortha, trying to get there. The Sharks have won the penalty a couple of meters out. Who has the ball, says Jude. Now it will be the Sharks who will be kicking this one for touch, and as LaRue Roots was able to do so. Right, I'm a tangled mess at the moment with my headset. Luckily, I've got a relatively long cable. Let's see if we can do it. We're going to go here. We're going to go like this, and hopefully we're going to be able to let the cat in. There we go. We have nailed it. And he goes, Billy. Anyone who has got access to that Billy emoji, be sure to put it in the chat at the moment. Sebastian, yes, as well. Grubs, crucifix, and holy water as well. Says it's Steve Smith. And earlier on, we did have there, as I wouldn't mind a draw, just need an unconverted try and penalty through. Might happen. Anything's possible as well. And I believe it would go to golden point as well, if I'm not wrong, which would be pretty awesome. We get to see a little bit more time in this match between these two sides, because I'm absolutely loving it at the moment between these two sides. Anyone who is new, be sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel. We are going to be covering the final as well, so that will be pretty awesome. Hopefully a very good game between the sides as well. But now it's going to be claimed by the Sharks once again at line out time, 40 meters out from their own line. Now they're only 50 meters out from the opposition line. They're still going. And that was a brilliant rolling maul, made a lot of meters in a hurry, almost jogging pace. Or Lionel Cronje with a bit of a step there, almost leading with the forearm there into the tackle of Van Rooyen. Another advantage now for the Sharks. They need to be very careful here in this situation. The Griquas, my cat looks like he might consider coming up and sitting on my lap for the later stages of this game, but also might decide against it in the end. What's he going to do? Oh, it's going to be a knock on. So it is going back for the penalty. It's a dangerous tackle is the call here. Penalty here, penalty here. They're going to be about 48 meters out, and they're going to be taking a shot at the post here, the Sharks. So it was Werner Koch, I believe it was tackled just that little bit high in that situation, and now it is going to be kicked at the post. Come on then. No, he's decided against it. He almost came up for a moment. You'll be satisfied, Gaddy, as well. Says and also we have got there, we should make a group indeed. Says Achilles, I guess a Discord. Do you guys have Discord? Because I have recently been getting a little bit more into using the Discord. The Discord, it sounded like I was about 50 there when I said it as the Discord. But yeah, it's been a little while since I kind of used the likes of WhatsApp. I don't think I ever have used WhatsApp, actually. Maybe only once right back in the day. But other than that, I mean, Discord is something that we use quite regularly. But if you guys don't have it, then maybe we will look at other options as well. I always go against the Guru as well, says Achilles. And also we have got you getting revenge, Achilles, for Guru putting spell on your favorite team as well, says Barry Green. And also we have got there, I'd just like to see the Guru lose, says Achilles. That is a good strike from Kerwin Bosch. And now the difference is once again going to be extended, and it's going to be an 11-point difference here for the Sharks, 28 points to 17. So that is a pretty good reward for them, because they are down to 14 men for the next 7 minutes of this game. But the big situation is the fact that the Griquas weren't quite able to get over the try line. But a try very soon for the Griquas can still completely change this game format. So we'll have to wait and see whether or not it will be the case. But kicked off once again, going to be taken nicely by our Pinkhead just outside of the 22. So they will not be able to kick this ball out on the full. So Cameron right here looks like he is just going to be setting up for the forwards to run it straight. Oh, that's a big bit of contact from Smith on it. It was Arenza. And now Cameron Smith, or sorry, not Cameron Smith, Cameron Wright, I should say, is now going to be kicking this one. He isn't allowed to find touch with it, I don't believe. It's close. It's gone out on the full. And now because of it, it does mean that they are going right back to the 22 for the Griquas. So a big mistake there, or is it? Hang on. Okay, never mind. Wait. So I feel like I've got my rules a little bit wrong here. So in the Currie Cup, are you allowed to take it back into your 22, and then as long as you've had a tackle in a phase, then you're allowed to kick the ball out? Do let me know, anyone who does know that rule. I thought for a second it was going to be taken back, which does now mean, or I thought it would have meant that it was going to be possibly possibly a penalty, or not a penalty, but a line out for the Griquas just outside of the 22. Griquas are the same like Province. Can't finish as well, says Jerome. And now at this stage, they are hoping to get themselves one more try very soon. They need to get it probably within the next few minutes. Oh, it's a nice little offload though. And now it's going to be shut down very nicely by Jeremy Ward out there. He was the replacement in the number 22 jersey for this match. Going back now once again, it is going to be Oranja. Passes it back across. It's going to be Franke trying to get the legs going, trying to find that gap in the Sharks' defence. There should be a gap out there somewhere because of the fact they have got the extra man out on the field. But now it's going to be Franke wide, cut out pass to the man in the number 14 jersey. Almost able to break the tackle, but in the end, he was dragged down by Cameron Wright once again, who's made a lot of tackles since coming out on the field. You can't take it back and then kick it not allowed. As well says Marcel, I swear that was what they actually did because it was taken off kickoff outside of the 22. And then from there, they did have a carry inside of the 22. He passed it back into the 22. They had a carry and went to ground. And then he kicked the ball out on the full. Unless, of course, it did bounce and I didn't see it. But that's going to be a penalty to the Griquas now. And just outside of the 22, they're going to have another opportunity here. But it was getting in front of Murmur. Playing the halfback is the call there from Cameron Wright. My cat is almost trying to attack me at this point. Is he gonna come up? Is a big question. Can you guys see him? Not quite. Come on. Come see the people. Is he going to do it? Is he going to do it? He's thinking about it. He's decided against it. He is just going to be chilling next to me. There's his head. You saw it for a little second there. My cat as well. What is biltong anyway? Seems to think it's biltong for some reason as well. Probably just the name throwing me off. But it's is it just beef jerky or something? I believe it is something along the lines of that beef jerky at this stage now. It is going to be the shoulder of Cameron Wright. So they have had to stop the time. My cat is currently just chilling next to me. He's kind of standing upright. But I think he is almost stuck in my jersey, which is unfortunate. I'm trying to give him a little bit of slack so that he can get his way out of it. Achilles as well in the chat. And Sharks take the 3 points as well, says Gert. And also, we have got their buy ingredients, etc. And I'll assist you in making in every process as well. And y'all are the best as well, says Katie Dixon. So it sounds like there's going to be some biltong made very recently. But now with this injury of Cameron Wright, it does mean that we have got another stoppage in the play. So I will mention, if you haven't already, be sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel. We are currently sitting on 63 likes. Can we push towards 70 before the 75th minute? I believe at this stage we are sitting, it says 76, but we are actually sitting, okay, we're sitting at the 75th. So we will go 70 by the end of the match. We have got 5 minutes left, Bram, at this stage. And go Sharks, says Jonty as well. And biltong is meat that you dry and spice. And it's a stack extremely popular during rugby matches, and its nephew is the Row Wars as well, Session A, and also very close to jerky, just better as well, says Danielle. So it sounds like if I do come to South Africa, we'll have to have a little look at the biltong as well at the same time. But it looks like Cameron Wright here. It's just going to be sitting, possibly going off the field, unfortunately, which will mean I believe they have to make a different replacement. That is not what he would have been wanting, definitely leading into the finals, only a little way away. He is not happy at all there, Cameron Wright. I believe it is a dislocated shoulder or somewhere along those lines. So it does now mean that Anthony Volmink will be the man making his way up onto the field. I'm trying to tap to see if my cat wants to hop up, but he's kind of just chilling next to me at the moment of Volmink. It will be interesting to see who they decide to play as halfback. I think it might even be Kerwin Bosch who might be going forward. He has been told he is halfback for this one. I'm not sure whether or not he was offering like they said, but he is going to be there for the rest of this match. It's going to be claimed now for the rolling ball. Cameron Lindsay was able to take it close to the touchline near the Griquas and getting pushed sideways by Thimbalani Boli. They've got the advantage here for the Griquas and through the side, and it could almost, probably very lucky that it didn't end up in the situation of being another penalty or another yellow card. They still have a man off the field for the last 4 minutes of this match, although he will be back for the last 30. Teriyaki beef jerky is the goal as well, says Steve Smith. That sounds very good indeed. And we have also got there in the chat, they're actually right, it's over the Griquas as well, says Sebastian. But at this stage, the Griquas is going to have one last chance to be able to really create that comeback opportunity. They're going to need it now, though, and they're going to have the rolling ball 5 meters out from the line, and they're set nicely here for the Griquas. Charging forward, it's going to be defended very well by the Sharks, though. They are trying to keep that ball in. The ball is available, or is it? It's going to be stuck in there. They have been told to release it, or if they know, it's going to be the scrum feed for the Sharks, and that is a big moment when they have had 14 out on the field. They have defended well. Thimbalani Boli getting straight in there and was able to stop them from getting that ball out for the availability side of it for the Griquas. We have got Scott White having Griquas as well, says Christopher. Unfortunately, they just haven't quite been able to finish their chances. They've been 5 meters out twice in the second half. Definitely also actually 5 minutes into the yellow card of the man, it is the Marius Lowe, the man who got replaced, or sorry, got yellow carded, I should say. What is the real time, please? At this stage, we are sitting 76 minutes through for myself, 58% possession for the Sharks in this match as well. But yeah, unfortunately, the Griquas have only been 5 meters out twice in the last 6 minutes. but just haven't been able to get over the line. You can get biltong in New Zealand. There are a few South African shops there that sell it as well, says Daryl. So I might have to give it a wee look because, of course, being from a small town, they don't really have too many options here. Like, we hardly have, we don't have a KFC or a McDonald's or any real fast food places, I guess I could say. So I guess I might have to travel a little bit, but to be able to do so will be pretty awesome to be able to try it for the first time. Maybe it even becomes a video of trying South African foods for the first time. I bought a kilogram of Blesbok biltong, sitting and listening and chopping it with my knife as well, says Sinead. And also we have got Racing 92 leading Stade de France at this stage. They are sitting 20 points to the 6 at the moment, and I see that it is a kicking opportunity for Stade de France at the moment as well. I haven't actually seen who scored the 2 tries. Who scored the 2 tries for them? Do let me know if you have been following that one. I have been trying to do both at the same time, but it hasn't quite been working out for me. But the Sharks now 5 meters out from their own line. Kerwin Bosch fires it back. Not the best pass there for their replacement halfback, or the replacement halfback, I guess you could say. In that situation, that kick is going to be missed for Stade de France as well, like a Sharks, as well, says John T. And also we have got there, I tell you though, it's going very quick at the moment, and we have got there in the chat, I tell you what though, based on their last 2 performances against Western Province and the Griquas, the Sharks got no chance against the Bulls in the final, says Sebastian as well. And we have got there 90 minutes, says MH Joy, and also in there Achilles just going to make me do the same, but I'll go for the beef jerky as well from Stephen Caddy from Steve Smith. But now it's going to be once again another line-out opportunity for the Griquas. There are only 2 minutes left. They are 10 meters out. If they have any chance of being able to win this match and moving on to the final to face the Bulls, they need a try of this rolling maul. It's in the hands of Gideon Fundermerva, and he is a player that has the potential to score a rolling maul try if he gets a chance. They've been told to use it once. 2 minutes left. They are rolling forward. It's the same maul. It's the try, and they have got the try there for the Griquas. They're going to take it quickly as well. This is the opportunity that maybe they needed. 2 minutes left in this game, and the Griquas are going to be within a kick. If they can get this one over, it will be 24 points for the Griquas and 28 for the Sharks. So they still will need a try, but they have still got the man advantage as well. I hope this game could get lost as well. Says to Sethu, not necessarily. They've just been able to do so. Who will be winning the final, Sharks or the Bulls? I would say off recent performances, it's hard not to back the Bulls, but the Sharks are one of those sides that when it comes to the final, they have got a good chance of being able to do so. Now, Whitehead making sure he gets this conversion, because it does mean that now it is less than a 5-point contest. It's gone over 24 points to the Griquas and 28 to the Sharks. 20 seconds left of the Sharks' yellow card as well, which means they more than likely won't be back to 15 for the rest of this game. It's going to be a final few moments of this one. It is going to be exciting indeed. We have got their biltong, blue balls, and beer. Those are truly South African, says Sinead. And also we have got Snap, says Katie Dixon. And also we have got their Griquas played so bad as well, says Lifestarts. And also we have got there, Katie, yeah, I'll pass on that offer, but thanks. You can do that as well, says Steve Smith. And also not happening as well, says George. Yeah, at this stage, the Sharks are kicking off though. So if there was ever a chance for the Griquas to be able to do so, it would be now, unless, of course, Anthony Volman can take it. Stennekamps dropped the ball again. That is the 3rd time in the last little while that he has done so, but they have got the possession just outside of the 22 here, or just inside for the Griquas. I don't think they can kick this ball out. There's less than a minute, 20 seconds to be exact, left in this game. It's going to be Whitehead. Passes it across now. It's going to be the replacement number 22, which in this one is Tinista Bear, I believe, if I'm not wrong, although they said a different name in my ears, I believe. But now it's going to be Whitehead, passes it across field. The hands of Ashton David. Straight in there was Vernicock, lost his footing though. And the last thing the Sharks can do is give away a penalty, Jonty, as well, says George. And also we have got their Sharks always play extra hard in any final game. It's not going to be easy as well. But now at this stage, there is still a bit of a chance for the Griquas. They're inside of their 22 though. They're going to have to put together about 15 phases at least to be able to win this one. But now Hollis trying to make a few extra meters for a side. Straight on the ball with LaRue, but he wasn't quite able to secure that one. LaRue Roots, that is. They are still trying to push their way forward. There is no way for a draw in this one, ladies and gentlemen. It is either a win or a loss for the Sharks, who are 4 points ahead. It's going to be Whitehead with the step here, trying to break the line, not working. Dylan Richardson drives them backwards. They are up to 10 phases. Can they get out of the 22? Gideon Fundermerva passes it back now. It's going to be Ashland Davids. Goes back across field. Another step here from Hollis. Dragged down very nicely. My cat is once again trying to attack me because of the fact that he's going, what are you doing up? It is currently 5 a.m. But at this stage, we are watching a very good game of Currie Cup action between these two sides, and it is going down to the wire. I will try my best to read all the chat in a very short moment. But first of all, we are going to get to see a few more attacking moves. It's going to be an inside ball here, only a few meters out from their own line. They are going nowhere. They're up to 13 phases, and it's going to almost be an interception. It's going to be a knock-on advantage. It's a double knock-on, and because of it, it does mean that it is going to be the end of the game, and there is an argument out there. They are saying that it was deliberate, but that is the end of it, and the Griquas are going to be 4 points short. The Sharks are going to be able to win this game 28 points to the 24. Came down to the wire, but in the end, the Sharks just that little bit too strong, and the final now will be between the Sharks and the Bulls, but it is going to be played at Loftus as well. So now it's going to be a very exciting one. Thank you for the game. See you again tomorrow morning as well, says myself. So anyone who is wondering what game is happening tomorrow morning, 8 a.m. South African time is when the next game is going to be taking place, and that is going to be between the Wallabies and the All Blacks. It is the second match for both sides of the Rugby Championship and also the third of the Bledisloe Cup, although it has already going to be staying on New Zealand soil for the next little while. We have got email Joy said, thank you, Kiwi lads, for the entertaining commentary. Thank you very much for tuning in as well, mate. It is hugely appreciated. And good Sharks as well, says Jonty. And yes, Sharks, thank you for stunning commentary, says Danielle. And also we have got Achilles making me want to try some biltong, lol. Going to be better than what Katie was offering as well, says Steve Smith. And the Sharks, says Renee. And also we have got there, someone gets a shark tat as well, says Danielle. Hopefully it's not myself, because of the fact that you're not sure whether did end up doing a bit or anything along that line. Sharks will kill the Bulls as well, says John T, unless it is on land. You know, there's a little bit of a interesting one. If it's in the water, the Sharks will win that one. The Bulls on land might have the little bit of an upper hand, but at this stage, looking at the handling errors, 9 against the Griquas and 8 against the Sharks are just a few too many throughout this match. 66 tackles made by the Griquas, only missing the 6 tackles. So they only made about 20 tackles in that second half, which is not very many at all. 63 tackles made by the Sharks with 14 missed tackles as well. Total lineouts pretty good for both sides, only losing the one on either side. And then we've also got their 51% possession, 49% for the Griquas, so just a little bit less. And also territory, 44% for the Griquas, so they just didn't quite get that ball enough. And also penalties conceded, believe it or not, 15 against the Sharks in this matchup, with 11 going the way, or going against the Griquas, I should say, as well. And Steve Smith, once again, has donated. Cheers for the stream, Irish. Thank you very much for tuning in, Steve. Hope to see you tomorrow for the match between the Wallabies and also the All Blacks at Optus Stadium. What a game that will be as well. Pro the Griquas once again. Hamish, outstanding as well, says Brian. Thank you very much, mate. And I do look forward to seeing you guys for the live stream tomorrow as well. We have got there. The USA is a great place. Contrary to popular belief, NN, sorry, it's pretty much, or sorry, it's pretty cool because of the history here. The Manhattan Project and the Tales Hum, and now we have Spaceport USA as well. That is a very good point. It's very fancy indeed, Spaceport. And I'm excited to see what they can do in the future years as well. I feel like technology is going a long way indeed at this stage, and All Blacks are going to kill the Aussies as well, says Daryl. And at this stage, yeah, it's going to be interesting. 100% win record for the Aussies at Perth Stadium, or sorry, at Optus Stadium, but that is from only one game. And looking at the starting lineups and reserves, both sides coming out firing for this third match. So hopefully it will be a very good match as well. We have got good game Griquas as well. Nice Sharks, says Eddie. And also 7 a.m. UK time for the All Blacks versus Wallabies tomorrow. Few black coffees for me, I think, because I'm up tonight watching the UFC. The UFC Team No Sleep as well, says Thick Boy. I well and truly know that feeling, mate. We are currently sitting at 5 a.m. in New Zealand. I'm still up, and I am still excited to see what other rugby we are going to have on this weekend, which is also going to be the top 14. I'm watching the game at the moment on my second screen, although I have switched it to the screen that I was watching the game on. Racing 92, winning this game 20 points to the 6 of Stade de Francais. At the moment, we have got there, I've got a Blue Bulls by 30 in the finals. I'm not even joking as well, says Sebastian. And also we have got there, Sharks could do an upset, and also good game Griquas fan as well. And the Bulls will make Sharks soup as well, says George. And also Griquas have a good and timely reminder of their pedigree. So proud of the boys from Kimberley. Yeah, they've fought hard throughout this whole competition, and you can see teams that have that real fighting spirit. Like, even if they don't have a lot of the huge name players that are in the competition, but they just keep on going. Like, Whitehead's the leading point scorer in the competition as well, but they've just got that fighting spirit that seems to get them close in games, and then from there they get close to being able to win it. And unfortunately for them, just missed out by a little bit in this one. Do you think the Wallabies are going to be able to pull off a surprise win over the AB, says MH Troy? I think my prediction, when I tried to predict it, which I'm terrible at predictions, I will mention, I said it was either going to be 20 points in favour of the All Blacks or 10 points in favour of the Wallabies. I think if the Wallabies do win it, they're not going to win it by only a couple points. I think they're going to be able to get a try and something if they do win. But I think maybe that's because I watched the game recently between Argentina and New Zealand when it was 25-15. So maybe that is why that one is on my brain. But on my Rugby Challenge one, we did work out that if it was going to be accurate with the scoreline that I had divided by 2, it was going to be in the situation of being 34 points to 23 or 22. And that was in favour of the Wallabies, but I don't think that will be the case in this one, but I could be wrong, of course. And we have got there, why don't you do commentary on Racing 92 game on this live stream as well, says Barrack Green. I mean, I could try to, although I don't know too many of the players' names. And also, I'm worried about, in this situation, actually, I'm hoping I will be able to do a couple more top 14 live streams in the future as well, because of the fact that as long as they don't get taken down due to kind of copyright and everything like that, like some of them do when you do the first match of a game or of a tournament kind of thing, hopefully I will be able to do more of them. And we have got what's the difference between an onion and an accordion. No one cries when you chop an onion. Or sorry, when you chop an accordion as well. I guess that's a good point. I end up, like, I've been having some onion recently, and they are strong at the moment here in NZ. So, like, the tears just start pouring. And it's like the onions, you're supposed to run them under cold water, I think, is actually something that can help, if I'm not wrong. Colby, and without Cooper, Wallabies able to win, says MH Choi. Oh, Colby is one of those players that can definitely cut open a game, like, just by himself. So it's going to be a tough game for the Wallabies in a week's time up against the Springboks. But I'm excited. I feel like that game's going to be a little bit closer than the games between the Pumas and South Africa. I've just got that little bit of a feeling. And I'm not too sure whether or not that is a feeling in the right regard. And we have got there in the chat. Thanks, great commentary as well. Says Henning, thank you very much for tuning in, mate. Anyone who is new, be sure to hit that subscribe button. We do appreciate all the support you guys have been showing on the channel as of late. So yeah, if you are new, be sure to hit that subscribe button, because we are going to be back tomorrow with some more rugby. And also, we are going to be back next week for the Currie Cup final. And what a game that will be as well. Love you, chat fam. And also, we have got thanks for keeping it entertaining as always. You'll never fail to make me smile, as well as these Katie Dixon. And also, tell you what, the chat is going quick at the moment. I do appreciate every single one of you for being here. There we have it. Also got there. Yeah, finals next weekend. Sharks or Bulls, as well, says MH Troy. After this game, I think I'm saying the Bulls, but I wouldn't be surprised if the Sharks can pull off the upset there. As well, we have got to have a good rest, Kiwi lads, before the Wallabies versus All Blacks, says MH Troy. And also thanks, Hamish, now for the final next weekend. Looking forward as well, says Shanae. And also next weekend, we are going to have the game between the Springboks and the Wallabies to look forward to as well for you South Africans. That will be taking place at around, I believe it's either 9:05 a.m. on Sunday, or it is going to be the case of being 12:05, I think it is, the other option for the kickoff time. And we've got, thank you, Hamish, thank you, chat, community, for nice talks as well, Sister Sethu, and thank you very much for tuning in as well. We have also got awesome key lads from MH Choi, and also we have got there the bots found us. They did indeed. Although luckily, I think it is the only one at this stage, so that is good news. Sleep well later, Hamish, as well, Sister Sethu, thank you very much, and hope you guys are all excited for the match that is going to be taking place tomorrow between the Wallabies and the All Blacks. It's only a little while away. In fact, it is only 13 hours away. In this situation, whose webcam, Kiwi lads? It is just a bot. So I have ended up timing them out for them, just spamming pretty much, because I think do not click on any link that they have got, because of the fact that it is well and truly spam, and they will more than likely hack your device. So be sure not to click on those ones. But we will just have a quick look here for the terms of who scored the tries throughout this match. So for the Sharks, and then there were tries scored by Kieran Van Veeren, was able to get 2 of them for them in this one. Then also the try scored by Marius Lowe. And then also there was one more try scored, and I believe it was by a replacement in this match. If I'm not wrong, did they have one more try? I feel like, did they have 3 or 4 tries? I think they actually only had 3 tries in this match for the Sharks. Or did they have 4? I'm trying to think of who the last try was scored by, but I can't quite think of it off the top of my head. They have 3 or 4. I think they had 3 tries, if I'm not wrong, but I could be wrong in that regard. And we have also got the tries for the Griquas. We'll come back to that in a short moment. But the tries were scored by Andre Smith, and also right at the end, they were able to get their second try of the match. And in the end, it was the try scored by, I'm forgetting everyone's name. I'm going to have to look it up. I know it was a replacement. I think it was actually Mumson who was able to score it. For some reason, my brain went completely blank when trying to think of exactly who the try scorers in this match were. And we have got ABs all overall. Wallabies prevail tomorrow. Score you predict. I'm terrible at score predictions, as you guys know. I said, based off my rugby challenge game that I played a little bit earlier on, I'm going to say it's going to be 34 points to 22 or 23. But I'm not sure what way it is going to be going. And we have got there, why don't you remove it, Kiwi lads? I did actually remove it pretty much. I clicked on the timeout option, so that I think removes most of them, but unfortunately sometimes one still goes through, and pretty much I can't see them on my device. So hopefully if you have still got them, be sure not to click on them. It's got man of the match, Hamish, says Sebastian. I think Kieran van Veeren has got to have it for the Sharks, scoring 2 tries, 2 crucial tries in this match as well. I feel like it's the absolute best that he could have done in this one, unless, of course, he decided to try and get a third. But I am just looking for the result of that Currie Cup game to know exactly who scored all the tries, because I feel like I was missing 1 try from both of the matches, which is weird, the fact that I've just completely forgotten them off the top of my head. It was actually, yes, it was Momsen who was able to score, and also Kieran van Veeren was able to score 1, Marius Lowe the other, and then Kieran van Veeren was the man who got another one, and also Smith for the Griquas was the other try scorer. So I actually had them all. I just had them all in the wrong order pretty much in that regard, and we have got there into the champion of the matches, Hamish, as well. Thank you very much. But yeah, I think I will go with Kieran van Veeren. And this match of Wallabies versus All Blacks is going to be lit. It is indeed. Hopefully, it will be a high-scoring match between the two. I love the way the Bulls play, strength and intelligence combined as well. And Shanae Sharks will come with a different mindset and take the Bulls by surprise. And also, we have got the wonder where he came from, or wonder where they came from as well, says Barry Green. I think it was just a case of they probably saw that we had a few people watching and they were like, oh, you know what? We might be able to get someone to click on our link so that we can hack them. But luckily, you guys all decided to ignore it, which was good news there. But nonetheless, I think we are going to be at the end of this live stream. I have thoroughly enjoyed it. I hope you guys have enjoyed. If you did, be sure to leave a like and subscribe. Like I mentioned, we're going to be back tomorrow for the Wallabies taking on the All Blacks, and also next week for the Currie Cup final, alongside a few other live streams that we are going to be doing on the channel also. But thank you all very much for watching, and hope you did enjoy. And if you do like a bit of gaming as well, be sure to check out the Kiwi Lads Gaming channel. And also, if you want to become a channel member, the link is there, and also the podcast is also there in the pinned comment. But nonetheless, thank you all very much for tuning in, and I will see you all for the next one.